Welcome to Into the Wild, the internet's first and most illustrious Wild Hearthstone podcast. Today is special. We have our Rise of Shadows set review. So I have the lovely Danny Donuts, the amazing Silent Get Meowth, and the beautiful Willy Dills. And we're all going to talk about some cards that we think are going to warp the meta and aren't going to see any play. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, man.
It's going really
I'm
good.
excited to talk about these cards from a wild perspective because we just did our Angry Chicken episode, and they just want to talk about Dirty Standard. So now I get to actually look at these cards from a wild point of view.
Dirty Standard? What even is that?
Dirty Standard players, I know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because Get Meowth, he switched over to Standard, so he doesn't really have a wild perspective, so it's going to be a little weird.
You see me playing Standard this morning?
Yeah.
Somebody got me.
Betrayal to the format, man.
Betrayal.
Betrayal to the format.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, Standard's going to be so much different, right? So
It's true.
I think that's going to bring a lot of people over to Wild, actually, because everyone, like, if you have a favorite Death Knight, right, you're going to follow it over to Wild and be like, all right, I want to play Rexxar. I want to go do this. I want to play Gul'dan. Like, I think that this is going to be one of the biggest influxes we've ever had into Wild. Like, the only other big time was, like, going into Ungoro. And then I think this is going to be, like, 2 times as big as that.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see the new player base. We'll see how the format just changes.
Yeah, I agree. So, we're going to rank these from 1 to 4 stars, 4 being the best, 1 being dust. And if it's not an interesting card and we don't really have much to say about it, we'll just skip it because we have 135 cards to go.
Oh my god.
So you guys ready for this? Let's start with, we're going to do it by classes. So let's start with Druid. We have Dreamway Guardian, 2 mana, summon 2/1/2 Dryads with Lifesteal. What do you guys think?
3 stars. It's only going to be good for a token druid, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
druid,
this is pretty much
well.
echoing Ooze, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, with lifesteal. And you can't buff the first one and make the second one big.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's also like you lose out on Hobgoblin synergy, right?
Ooh, that's
That's definitely true.
oof.
And
Ooh.
Hobgoblin's
probably
going to be
3
pretty
stars,
good in Token Druid.
I mean, I'm thinking just like Token Druid, not like aggro Token Druid, I guess, but like Spreading Plague, Whispering Woods style Druid. deck.
Yogg is going to cast this sometimes. That's probably the only time I'll ever see it.
Ooh, that's true.
I mean, I give it 2
it-
stars just
I'm
because
going to
it's
give it
good,
2.
but-
Yeah.
2
So
stars.
I'm going to be a little bit more realistic and say 1, in my opinion. I
Okay.
don't like it at all.
I
Yeah,
could
with you.
see it.
I'm gonna be a pessimist this time.
That's
around.
fine. I mean, I'm usually the pessimist. So this is good. I think that it could. I think it's one of those cards like maybe Token Druid could be a thing, and if so, card's okay. I'll give it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 50%.
The big
I'll give
thing
it
is
2
that
as well.
the lifesteal isn't super important. It's literally, I think that in my opinion, like that's maybe a half a percentage point of what really goes into this card. It's the summoning of the 2
Mhm.
minions.
Yep. Sweet. So that's a card. Awesome. Next, we have Life Weaver, 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever you restore health, add a random Druid spell to your hand.
1
Yeah.
star.
Meowth coming in with a 2.
I mean, again, okay. I guess cards that promote new archetypes, I always give a 2 instead of a 1, even if they're not going to immediately see play. Just because in the future, right, this card's good enough to push an archetype, right? It's got a solid stat line, right? And the effect's pretty good, right? So,
Yeah, but you have to put in the healing cards.
well, I mean,
And,
eventually, maybe down the line, Druid gets
Yeah.
more healing cards, and this is a staple in that style of deck. But
It's true. I just think that the 4
Yeah.
or 5 cards we got in this set aren't enough to push it in
Yeah.
Wild, right? Like if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
playing
true.
Druid in Wild, I probably still just want to swap decks with you and kill you with Cold Light Orb.
fair enough.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it
or,
2.
or if you're like trying to be greedy, like you can do armor so much better than healing. Like
Yeah, I
branching
know.
paths and like
I guess
so
my
much better.
argument is this card's not going to see play this expansion, but somewhere down the line,
Mhm.
it will.
Okay, that's
Right?
a, that's
So
a
which is
fair
the only reason
argument.
I give it a 2 instead of a 1. So
I'll give it a 2.
cards with potential, I give 2.
You
That
guys
makes
both
sense.
ones.
Yeah, it's a 1 from me, dog.
Get 1.
Sweet. Next, we have Lucent Bark, 8 mana, 4/8 taunt, Death Rattle, go dormant, restore 5 health, 2, awaken this minion.
This card is cool.
I think it's very cool.
I
Is this
like the
ever
dormant idea,
good?
but yeah.
Is this ever good off of whatever the summon all the taunt minions is? Hadronox.
Hadronox?
Is this
Maybe?
good off of
I mean,
Hadronox?
it's not good on its own though, right? So
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, I don't think this is
I'd rather run
super good.
I'd rather run the volcanic lumber, which is the 9 mana 7/8, because then you can
Mhm.
poison seeds and play a 7/8. So, and I don't think this is better than that, so I'm not gonna play this. I think this
Yeah,
is
I'd
a-
rather pay 8 mana for stuff that might kill you.
8 mana that does
And
something.
4/8 is like, nah, it's just poking you. You know what I mean? And
It's
I
like,
don't know.
would you
It's
wanna use
standard.
this over
This
Lich
card is
King?
fantastic because Druid is like losing a bunch of stuff, and I could definitely see you making a whole bunch of these in standard. But I think in Wild, you're going to make a bunch of these, and people are going to run you over
Yeah. I-
Yep.
with better stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good.
Okay.
All right, next card. Bam. 2 mana, 2/3. Keeper Steladris. After you cast a choose one spell, add copies of both choices to your hand. One star?
One
What do you think,
star.
Danny?
I'm gonna go with 2 on this one.
Okay.
So I think there's an additional application to this card. A lot of people are going to initially think of Shade Druid, and I don't think that's the way you really want to be approaching this. I think that if you're ever playing like a Gadgetzan Auctioneer deck, we have enough one-drop choose one spells that getting extra copies of those to be able to go off harder on Auctioneer and get a little bit more value is going to be good. So you can play a little bit more for the board. And like you could one of the issues you run into a lot if you're running like a Togwaggle Druid is you'll burn a 1 mana like deal 2 damage early on in the game, and then your opponent will follow up, and then you won't be able to deal with that, and you have to go in really hard on an Auctioneer turn.
Mhm.
By playing Keeper, you're able to go through, like, play the 1 mana removal, have another copy of it, and be able to continue stabilizing until you get to your Auctioneer turn. So I think it'll help smooth that out a little bit, but I think it's not super optimal in that list yet. I want to play around with it, but I think it has a place there.
I mean, but that means you're also playing a 2 mana 2/3 in that deck, which doesn't sound that great, right?
I mean, you're playing Pyromancer in that deck. Like, you can fit that in if you really need to.
Pyromancer synergizes so well with the other cards in that deck. Where I mean, this card maybe, but it's also I don't know.
That's why I give it a 2 and not like a 3 or a
Yeah.
4. Like I think that
The problem
you
is
could.
have to take
I think
something
there's
out.
some niche playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think
the
I'd give
lists
this
are
a 2
super
stars.
tight. The lists are super tight in your hands. I feel like your hand is super awkward though already half the time, and this I don't think helps that. So
Yeah, that's the feeling
Here's
I
my
get too.
problem.
Is that everything that's in there is in there for a specific reason, and then I'm like, okay, what do I take out to put this
Yeah.
in? And then if I'm
Mhm.
taking out stuff to put in, am I then putting in Living Roots and Raven Idols and stuff, and to try to make this thing do stuff more? And I'm like, I don't know. It feels like I'm changing a deck that works pretty damn well.
So you're
Yeah.
giving it 4 stars, Dills?
I'm giving it 1 star. I'm going with Get Me Out on this one.
All right. Next card, we have Crystal Song Portal, 2 mana, discover a Druid minion. If your hand has no minions, keep all 3.
Is there some sort of like Barnes Druid? Like if you do Barnes and then like only spells and like some ridiculous thing, like I could see this
mean,
being maybe something.
That's Token Druid, right? That's Barnes you charge Token Druid because Token Druid doesn't need to run any minions. And even in that, I don't think you're running Crystal Song, right?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So
Yeah.
not the biggest fan of this.
I don't like
card.
it.
Yeah, I don't want 3 crappy Druid minions. I want ones that I put in my deck on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Druid minions are also pretty bad. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 1
Like,
star
the reason
across
why
the board.
Omega Assembly sees play is because you get a bunch of mechs, right?
Yeah.
And then they do stuff together,
get a
and you're
Dr.
Dr.
Boom
Boom at that point. Yeah. So there's no synergy here.
1 star,
Yeah,
poop
dude.
card. All right, next we have a Crystal Stag, 5 mana, 4/4 rush, battle cry. If you've restored 5 health this game, summon a copy of this. It's a beast.
I actually really like this card.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm only gonna give it a 2, but where I see this potentially seeing play is in Spiteful Druid, right?
Yeah.
Spiteful Druid, you get to run like maybe the Fungal Enchanter, right? The 3 mana heal all your minions, right? Because restoring 5 health can be to minions, right? Or you can
Sure.
run a Zombie Chow, right? Zombie Chow healing your opponent's face counts for this.
That's
right?
true.
And Zombie Chow.
Oh, that's
totally happy to-
interesting.
and I'm totally happy to run Zombie Chow in my Spiteful Druid, to, so I don't lose board. And then you Keleseth with this, and then it's a 5-mana 10/10 with Rush, which is insane. So I like this card. It goes in that Spiteful Druid deck. Spiteful Druid's probably still bad, but this
there's a
card
chance,
pushes us in
right?
the right direction.
We're just saying there's a
always
chance.
a chance. There's always
Yeah,
a
I
chance.
didn't think about this because it says if you've restored 5 health, it doesn't specify to your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I like
It's
that.
pretty easy to restore 5 health over the course of a game. Although you want to be doing it by 5, right? So you're gonna need cards because this is the strongest if you actually play this on curve.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be I think the trick. But you're right. There's a couple of really easy ways to do that all in one go. The fungal enchanter and stuff. So yeah, I'm with you.
And especially if you're playing Spiteful Druid, like you're typically Rush is very strong in Spiteful Druid because you're playing for board the entire time.
You got no
I think
spells
Rush
to get
is-
rid of stuff either. Yeah.
Yeah. Rush is very underestimated in a lot of Druid decks if you're playing that. So I
I think
definitely
it's just
agree
a lot
with
of
that.
decks in general. Rush is underrated for what it's worth.
I give it a
Mhm.
2.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yep, I'll 2 it up.
This is actually a good payoff for the healing thing.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play the heal cards for a payoff like this. By the way, I did use Spiteful Druid when I went over to try that rank 50 thing out because I opened the Druid Death Knight and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do this. And it actually worked pretty well from 50 to 25. Like I was crushing noobs left and right.
Crushing
But,
noobs.
Yeah. In Wild, I'm a little.
The Noob Crusher.
I'm not excited to queue with the Spiteful Druid, but maybe.
Sweet. Well, this is a 2-star card. Bam. All right, we have another Druid card. 1 mana Crystal Power. Choose one. Deal 2 damage to a minion or restore 5 health. It is a 1 mana card.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, going back to that Druid deck though, right? The Miracle Druid.
Yep.
You want this over Living Roots? I don't know. I guess
Or do
that's
I
the
want
only
both
place
of
I
them?
see this.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Yeah. So this is the only place I see it as well. I think that you consider it for that deck though. And then you synergize this. Like this would be a good card to get off of your Steladris or whatever, the legendary.
Mhm.
This would be a good one to pair with it. So maybe that becomes its own like package or something that you slot in and out of Togwaggle Druid.
Yeah. I could see this
I
card
mean-
seeing play.
Yeah, I guess it just comes down to do you value 1/1s to contest board earlier, or do you value the 5 health?
Yeah.
Right. I guess it's
Yeah.
also potentially important to note, like you can restore 5 health to like a Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get
So,
another.
that
Or
actually-
your auctioneer.
Yeah.
Especially when you give it 3 health, right? And then you can do a couple more spells and then heal it all the way to full and just go crazy.
Yeah, that makes me like it a lot more, actually.
I'm gonna give it
I'm
3.
excited to see somebody play this with Fandral in play and deal
Yeah.
2 damage to something and then heal it for 5.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That actually makes me push it up to 4. I was kidding. I'm gonna give it 3. I think this card's pretty decent, and I think it could see a spot in that deck.
Yeah. I mean, if this
Can't go face with it.
allowed you to go face, like if you could go
Yeah.
2 damage face, oh god, it'd be so good. But
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2.
2.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm down for 2.
2.
Bam! Look at that. Some more 2s. All right, what do we got here? We have 8 mana. The Forest's Aid. Twin spell. Summon 5/2/2 Treants.
Next card.
No,
All
I
right.
don't want to do that.
Oh, hold up.
All right, that token druid deck, right? Like the Barnes Charge token druid. How bad is this in that deck?
I mean, I guess you could throw this into your Spiteful Druid too, right? One of these.
So I think the only time you ever see this card is if you're playing in the specialist format and you need to play against control with with like a token druid.
Yeah, because you can cast it once and then they clear and you cast it again.
Yeah, so this is essentially a late game bomb for token druid. Then I can see like fitting one of these into your decks is like 2 waves of board clears. You get rid of 2 cards for the price of 1. And I mean, the issue you run into a lot of the time is that you just want to be killing your opponent with token druid with Savage Roar.
Yeah,
By
you
the
always wanna
time
threaten
that-
board, right? You
Yeah,
always wanna be threatening boards. I think the spiteful that Dills just brought up is actually not a terrible thing, right? Because
Yeah.
like 8 drops is so much better than 10 drops, and this
Yeah,
is
that's
a board with
You can
spiteful
get
druid
like
ones.
Ragnaros, Lich King, all that kind of stuff. Plus, if you run a Grand Archivist, you could just cast this out of your
Yeah,
deck.
And then you
I
get a copy of
actually-
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
kinda
and get
liking
a copy of it.
I'm
I give
kinda
it 2.
liking I'm down too.
Because like it always sucks when you play Spiteful Druid and then you just drop both your UIs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to have
That's fair.
one more spell in there is kind of a nice.
you know, You pulled me. I'm going with a 2.
All right, Danny says 4. And Dills?
I'm giving this 8 stars.
8 stars. Sick. Best card in the set. All right. We have a 1 mana card, Acorn Bearer. 2/1 Death Rattle. Add 2 1/1 squirrels to your hand.
To my hand.
They both
I'm
they
actually going to
cost
give this
1.
card a 3 or a 4. They both cost 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm. Yeah, they're 1 mana, 1/1 squirrels. I'm going to give this a 3. I think this card's pretty strong.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
playing
gonna
a
give
token
this-
strategy, then yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going to give
this
this a
slots us
2.
into aggro
but-
druid.
Yeah, well, the big thing is that it seems like they're really pushing aggro druid this expansion.
Yeah.
So it must be fairly good enough because I know that druid's losing a lot in standard. So we're going to see it a lot in standard, which sometimes equates over seeing it pop up in wild. So I think that this will see some play, but I mean, it really the big issue that I see with this is that it is a little bit slow. A lot of times you want to be curving out 1 into 2 into 3. This does help you fill your curve out a little, but I don't know. I'm
mean,
just
it's-
not super sold on it.
I mean, I'm comparing it to what is the Enchanted Raven, right? The 1 mana 2/2 that aggro druid plays,
Mhm.
right? So you lose 1 health, but you get the 2 1/1s to fill out your curve, and the 2 1/1s are also beast, right? For your mark of your
That's true.
charge,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So that's why, like, and Raven's a good card in that deck, so I think this card's better than Raven, in my opinion, which
Yeah.
makes me want to give it a 3 or 4. So
The one thing you can't do is this into mark though. Like when you mark this
Yeah.
card, you don't draw the card.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. You can't curve it, but I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know. I guess you run both. You run this and the Raven.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
you
sure.
probably do run both. This is probably better than Firefly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, the fact that the squirrels are beasts is a pretty important thing because I look at it and I kind of think Dry Gulch Jailer, but slightly better,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
little tokeny guy for Paladin. But the fact that it's only costs 1 and it's a 2/1 instead of a 2 mana 1/1, and then you get this kind of gas for later if you're doing that kind of deck and you're buffing boards. So yeah, it seems like it's got a spot. 2 stars though. I don't think this is like an overwhelming card in that deck.
I mean, I think it's the best druid card in the set.
Yeah, I think
That
so
we've
too.
got, yeah. No,
That-
that's probably true.
that's still not saying much though.
It probably
Yeah,
is
that's true.
compared to
That's
the other
true.
things. Yeah.
All right, we have another druid card, Blessing of the Ancients, 3 mana, twin spell, give your minions +1/+1.
I'd rather pay 1 for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Yeah.
it a 1 star.
Yeah.
Wait,
We
next
don't
In
card.
get
standard
mana
though, you
cards.
can't pay. You don't have the option to pay 1, so it makes sense
Although-
over there.
I am gonna say I'm gonna be this guy, and I'm gonna start already. The art on this card is sick.
Oh yeah.
It's got a
you know, as soon
squirrel,
as you
it's
start
got a
talking
bunny.
about art,
It's got a little
Yeah.
bird. It's got a turtle. It's got a little like what is that? Like a
Last-
hamster.
The last time I was on one of these set reviews, I think they said once you start talking about the art, you know it's time
Yep,
to move on.
Yep.
Right?
All right.
Yep.
Next card.
Yep.
That's all the druid cards. Yay! All right. What class do you guys want to
Awesome.
do next? Hunter. If we go
Sure, yeah.
alphabetical.
What order?
I mean, we could just go in the order that that they're in. The
All right. Hunter. We're gonna start off with Slizzle's favorite 6 mana 3/4 Oblivion. Death Rattle. Summon a mech from your hand and trigger its Death Rattle.
Yeah.
I give it a 2.
woo-wee.
It's got potential.
Yeah, I
obviously,
think it's fun.
Right?
Is
yeah.
this like this might be good? This is a like 1.5. The
Yeah.
half is because it'll make a lot of really good Trollden clips.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm giving it a 2. I think it's got. I think
the one question that we always have to ask though is, does a card ever push Reno Hunter into viability? And 99% of the time, the answer is no.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the big thing you run into with this is that, I mean, we may hit a point of time that there's a critical mass of cards that makes it a tier 2, tier 3 deck.
Okay, so I've played a lot of Reno Hunter, and this is not the card in the set that pushes Reno Hunter. I think this card, the only reason you look at this card is because like the text is a potential tutor for something broken, and I don't think that broken thing exists yet, right? Other than maybe like pulling the Sneeds, right, or a
Well,
Pinata.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of
Sneeds
Sneeds, yeah.
and Mechanical
Sneeds-
Whelp would be the 2 cards that I'd look at instantly and go, yeah, okay.
I'm thinking about like Goblin Bomb too. The bomb will be really good.
But like, do you really want to play a 6 mana 3/4 for a random assassinate? I don't know if I
Well,
want to
if
do
I
that.
play this and then I instantly trigger its Death Rattle, then yeah.
If I
Like,
get
you got
two,
the- you
essentially
got the
you get
fireworks
2
guy, right?
assassinates for it.
But like, I mean, I guess if you like save a Play Dead or a Feign Death for it, man. But I also want to be used earlier in the game. right, on my Spider Bomb or
That's
my
fair.
eggs.
Yeah, this is
Like,
definitely
I
the
just think
slower
that this
deck.
is 6 mana. This is way too slow for like a Death Rattly
Yeah.
Hunter. So I think it has to be for something
Mhm.
specific, like a Sneeds, or like if you're running 2 Spider Bombs and a Sneeds, and that's it.
I mean, but
Like-
imagine that turn 8 where you play this and then you Fireworks Tech it and it pulls a Sneed's Old Shredder and puts a random legendary on the board. And you have the 3/4 still to pull another thing, potentially. I mean, that's a pretty strong turn.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just not going to happen often enough, probably. That's
It's
the
definitely
thing.
gonna
be
Like,
fun.
You look at a
This
card like
is-
this, you think, oh my God, best case scenario is insane.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
go, yeah, but that best case scenario is going to happen like once every 20 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it'll make some sick highlights and
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
have a lot of good times.
I'm
I think
definitely
it's
going to
cool.
do it.
I give it 2 stars.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll round up to 2. 1.5.
No,
I'm at 1.5.
It's an
I'm
okay
hard
card.
stuck on the 1. Hard
All right,
stuck.
everyone but Meowth is fun. Cool. Next card. We have a 3-mana spell, 9 lives. Discover a friendly Death Rattle minion that died this game. Also trigger its Death Rattle.
So this one for me is one of the better cards in the set. I want to give it a 3 or a 4.
Mhm.
I think this card has the fact that you can play this in multiple decks automatically makes it a really good card to me.
Yep.
Right. So obviously you have Egg Hunter, right? This is like a 3-mana 4/4, a 3-mana 5/5 at the minimum, or it
Sure.
could be, hey, let's pull our Katharina, use its
Yeah.
Death Rattle. But I'm also thinking like in Reno Hunter, right? So this is one of the cards I think pushes Reno Hunter, and one of the best cards in Reno Hunter is actually Explosive Shape, right? So this is like a 3-mana Consecrate.
Yeah.
You can play, this is like a 3-mana Sylvanas proc, right? I play
there's
style
some
like
really
Hugin
good
in
stuff
that
you can do.
deck.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this card's super flexible, and at 3 mana, it's good enough, I think, to enable a lot of cool stuff.
There's going to be times
Yeah.
too. I mean, the fact that you get to discover it is
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Because like I'm also thinking like there's going to be some sick Rexar minions that I'll make. You know,
Yeah.
friggin' Death Rattle Poisonous guys that AoE the board, and I'm going to
Yeah.
be like, okay, I just do that again.
Yeah,
later
exactly.
on, you know, this card is sweet. I'm putting this
I really like
instantly
this
in my
card.
Reno deck.
Yeah.
Even if you're playing like a mid-range, like you can build a mid-range Death Rattle.
Yeah. Like the
Sure.
Egg
Sign-
Hunter still wants
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if you get something like a, I don't know, like a High Main, like 3 mana summon 2/2 and then put a High Main in your
And draw
hand.
High Main. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's good enough as is.
Sure.
I'm definitely gonna agree. I'm gonna go with a 4 stars as well.
I give it a
I'm
3.
going to say 3 because I'm not convinced that the deck is good that it goes into, but the card is sweet.
I mean, I think Reno Hunter is like on the verge. I think Reno Hunter's like
Sure.
a tier 4.
Yeah, I
deck.
think it's close.
I mean,
And
they
I
just
think
got
Death Rattle
Zul'jin,
Hunter?
and
Yeah. And I think like the
Yeah.
Egg Hunter is actually like super underplayed. I think it's actually a pretty good deck.
Yeah.
It loses super hard to even Shaman, which is no longer like super prevalent, and it loses super hard to Big Priest. Yeah,
Which is
so,
no
yeah.
one plays that deck either. So
Yeah.
It might be a little prevalent after this expansion, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I think so.
sweet. Good card.
so I think-
All right.
I think it's a good card.
We have next card, Unleash the Beast, 6 mana, twin spell, summon a 5/5 wyvern with rush.
Maybe. I mean, the 6 mana
Uh,
5/5 with rush that's a useful thing, but I think when I'm spending 6 mana in Wild, I'm doing more powerful things usually.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
It's good with like Zul'jin, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
It's only good if you're playing it with a Zul'jin.
Yeah.
I think.
So if you're playing the like
Yeah.
Barnes
Barnes is your
Yasiraj,
spell
yeah,
hunter.
maybe. But then I don't know. It's pretty slow.
I mean, I give it
This
a
card's gonna be
2.
great in standard, but I just don't
Yeah.
think it's the power level that Wild looks for.
I mean, I
Yeah,
give
but
it
I mean, like-
2 because it's good in Spell Hunter.
Yeah.
Is it good enough
Yes.
to make Spell Hunter OP? No, but it's good in that deck. So,
I'll give
Yeah,
it a 2.
it definitely beats out certain things in Spell Hunter. But I mean, like in standard, I'll give it 2 as well. But the big thing is that like Baited Arrow saw play in standard.
Yeah.
Like that is not good enough to see play in Wild. Like I think this
Mhm.
may be on the cusp of playability in Spell Hunter. I don't think it automatically makes the list,
I think,
but I think it's more like a tech option.
since the minion has rush. I think it makes it more playable. If it was
Mhm.
just a 5/5, I think it's pretty trash. But it does affect the board at least.
Well, and your Zul'jin turn, you're gonna have action, right? A lot
Yeah.
of times now, the Zul'jin turn is just fill your board with a bunch of like 3/3s and stuff.
mill your
and if
deck.
you get a Huffer, cool. But at least this you'll like know.
Mhm.
Okay, the turn I play Zul'jin, I can also clear something.
yeah.
Well, oftentimes, like, you're clearing something anyway with like deadly shots.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if like
man,
flanking strike is like a 4-star or 3-star, I think this is like one notch below it.
sure.
But I think it's better than like Wing Blast or Power Shot or like To My Side.
Yeah.
I think this is a lot
Yeah.
better than those cards.
Yeah, it's definitely better To My Side.
Yeah.
So I'm
I give it a
staying.
2. 2 across the board. Look at that. We agree. All right. We have the other Hunter Legendary, Verisa. Is it Verisa? Sure. Verisa Windrunner, 7 mana, 5/6 Battlecry, equipped Thordal the Stars Fury. I didn't get an image for that, but it's the weapon. What's the stats on the weapon?
It's a
It's a
2/3
2/3.
weapon. And when you swing, you get +2 spell power.
Yeah.
So that means 3 times you'll get +2 spell power.
Yep.
And what do you do with that +2 spell power? I don't know.
Do you go with the Pipe Dream and make like a Malagos Hunter?
Yeah.
I mean, we're given a little bit of support. I don't think this is going to be a good card, but I think that eventually it will be because there are going to be ways to consistently get Malagos.
Yeah.
We'll see it with Geppetto later on, but like I think that like Malagos is more viable in any class than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
So I think that alongside like the big thing is that you can choose when to use this spell power.
Yeah.
Like you can go
That's true.
through and like you can sit on this thing. You can play this immediately on 7. Just play it for tempo. 7 mana 5/6 isn't horrible. And then you have the ability to just like use it for removal once or twice and then finish them off at the end. So I'm going to give this a 2. I don't think it's going to see any play anytime soon, but I think that it eventually will be in some sort of like combo hunter.
Okay, so can I kind of agree with you. Like, I don't know if you run this in your Malagos Hunter, right? I think there's another card in this set that really pushes Malagos Hunter. I think this card is just like kind of like a Smork Spell Hunter, right? It's not like a pure Spell Hunter, but the like +2 damage, you run quick shots, you run kill commands, you run like you can run power shot now, and it'd be like a viable board clear.
Yeah.
Right? Like your flanking strikes now deal 5 damage. Like I think in that style of deck, and I'm sure if you tutor enough spells and then you swing, you don't even need Malagos, right? So
Yeah, I mean there are a certain number of spells that I can see, like Arcane Shot, Quick Shot, the new Rapid Fire card. There's stuff, but it's just like, man, I got to swing each time. What if they put a big taunt in the way?
yeah,
And now I got to hit this
that's the
taunt
part
minion?
that I'm not a fan. Plus,
Yeah.
everybody's running weapon removal anyway because Kingsman and Keyblock is a thing.
Sure,
in
yeah.
Wild,
That's
and
true.
they're really good things in Wild. So I
Alaneth.
don't think this weapon are.
So you just got to bait them out with the Eagle Horn bows, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess secret. I mean, if this was like a constant +2 spell damage, I think it'd be insane.
Gross.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mhm.
But it's
4
not,
damage explosive
so,
traps. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give it
Someone's
a 1.
just gonna throw like a Lich King my way, and I'm gonna have to take 8 to deal 2 extra. I'm gonna be like, no, I don't want to do that.
No thanks.
I give it 1.
I give it a 1 too for now. I think eventually it might get better.
Yeah, I'm a 1.
Sweet. All right, we have 4 mana spell, Marked Shot, deal 4 damage to a minion, discover a spell.
It
Yeah.
can't go face.
It can't go face.
Can't go face.
I give it 1.
And it's discover
An
a
arrow
wild
can't
hunter
go
spell.
face.
So
Yeah, that's true.
Hunter's a
To
lot
be
of
fair
bad
though,
spells.
hunter spells are typically. I mean, there aren't that many good wild spell or standard spells for it. I think that wild spells might be a little bit better than standard spells.
there's
but
also
I
a
don't think that-
really big pool of bad hunter spells too, though.
Yeah.
Right? For as many
Yeah.
good spells that Wild gets, there's just as many, if not more, bad spells. I don't know. I mean, I just compare this to Wing Blast, right? Wing Blast is basically 1 mana deal 4.
Yeah, Wing Blast is significantly better than this card.
Significantly.
Wing Blast saw barely any play.
I know it doesn't make my Reno Zul'jin Hunter list at all. Wing
Yeah.
Blast. I looked at it hard. I was like, maybe. And then in practicality, you can't reliably kill something first
Yeah.
before you Wing Blast
Yeah.
very often. You know?
Yep, 1 star for me.
Kind of stranded.
1 star.
Yeah, this is bad. 1 star.
Sweet. All right, we have Shimmerfly, 1 mana, 1/1 beast, Death Rattle, add a random hunter spell to your hand.
Well,
1
it's coming
star.
at the right time for standard because they're losing all their 1-drops.
Yeah.
But in Wild, I still would rather just Dire Maul.
I mean, it's a little bit,
right?
yeah, it's a little bit better than Web Spinner because it's a hunter
Is it,
spell
though?
instead of a
Is a
random
sp-
beast. It's
Is a
random-
spell better than a beast though? I think a beast might be better than a spell.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's better.
And
Maybe.
besides both of these, I could just battle cry it instead of death rattle it if I want to.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that
yeah.
card
So-
too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
The card
iffy.
is garbage, but I don't. I think maybe you do something ridiculous with like a ton of 1-drops in Quest Hunter, but this
Also-
might be better than Web Spinner, which you might have been running one copy of in
Yeah, which
Quest
not
Hunter.
many exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm stretching this one out.
yeah. So,
I
and
mean, you
also,
don't play. Go ahead.
this is definitely a nerf to Ram Wrangler too for all the cowboy hunters out there.
Damn it.
Oh boy,
Not my
EK's
Ram
going
Wrangler
crazy
deck.
in the chat right now.
Now this card just screams standard to me. It's like, oh, hunters are losing their 1-drops. Let's give them a Shimmerfly.
Sweet.
But-
Maybe.
We're not losing any 1-drops in Wild, man.
1 star.
1 star.
It's,
We have 1 mana rapid fire spell, twin spell, deal 1 damage.
I love this card. I think this card's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I
Very
think
Face.
it does go face.
It does go
I like
face.
this Hunter Pug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny,
Yeah,
what do
you
you,
get a couple
what
of
do you rate
these.
it?
You get a Thorison tick. You play.
I'm giving this a 3.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
give it
bet
a 3.
at worst it's like spot removal, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sure. It's a ping for Hunter for 1 mana.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Mages have to pay 2 for that.
Yeah, those nerds. Smelly mages. All
Three,
right.
3 stars. Yeah.
Next card, Ursatron, 3 mana, 3/3, Death Rattle. Draw a mech from your deck.
This is a
I-
good card.
I used this to tutor my Mechathune in Mechathune Hunter.
There you go.
Mechathune.
I think you also just throw it in Mech Hunter because Mech Hunter runs out of cards.
Yeah, I think
it's not
that
a
may be
spider
a thing.
tank, but
I
it's
mean,
not
you
horrible.
do run Jeeves in that list, but I
Yeah.
think you do need additional draw, and I do like this a little. I mean, how often are you running Spider Tank in that though?
Not
I think this probably is a little bit better than Explodinator in the sense that you can just continuously get stuff, but I
Well,
think
you
this
don't pay 3
probably
for
takes.
it, right? You end
Yeah.
up paying 1 or 2 for it because you're going to have discounts. Mech discounts.
I definitely
So-
agree. I think that you probably make the deck a little bit more a more face centric, and you cut off the Explodinator, and then you play the Ursatron.
Yeah, it's no longer like I have to race you instantly by turn 5. You need to be dead. If you have this, you can actually go to like mid games and late games, and then
I give it
get a
2.
few more hunter powers in. Fine, 3.
I'm on the border. I'll give
I think
it.
it actually goes into a deck
3.
like right now.
I think it goes the 3.
Yeah, I think it goes into a deck like on the 9th.
Meowth, what are you thinking there?
I mean, I gave it a 1 in my card review yesterday. I don't think it's a good card. Like, I don't know. I mean, I get Mech Hunter, but you're also just running like double Jeeves, and the way that you play Mech Hunter is you go all in. If they clear your board, you lose the game anyways. So
This gives you a little bit more resilience against that, though, right?
Yeah,
There are a number of times where you're playing in grindy matchups, and getting that extra card draw is like this over.
is the extra card draw though saving you in those grindy matchups? I think like the Explodinator is insane in that deck though because you always threaten. What is the card?
You threaten
Leaper.
the metal
Always
tooth.
threaten-
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Tooth Leaper. The fact though that this draw is on mech specifically, I think is just really good because it's just like it just keeps your gas going. And like I said, you're never paying 3 for it. You're gonna galvanize it. You're gonna, mech warper it.
All right, maybe bump me up to a 2. I'm not sold on this.
I mean,
though.
I don't think this is like the defining card of this deck that makes it sweet.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I don't
that's
think
Mech-
it makes Mech Hunter tier
but
1.
I think it goes in.
right.
Okay, maybe.
5 mana spell, Hunting Party. Copy all beasts in your hand.
One.
No.
Is
It
there
costs way too much.
is there any combo that you want 2 copies of a beast that you can only put a legendary or something like
I mean,
Blue
so you
Claw or
have-
something?
Guys,
You have Emrys King Crush. And so now you can make 2 King Crushes that are 16 attack, but then you can't play them in the same turn.
Yeah, and then you
Maybe
gotta play
Knuckles or something. Is there the only thing I can think of is if there's some Knuckles combo with this, but I'm gonna give it a 1.
I give it a 1.
How come with dragons you get to play a 4/3 at the same time
Yeah.
and pay 1 less mana?
Yep.
What's up with that?
Because dragons are way cooler than beasts. It's the year of the dragon. 1 star. All right. Now we have 4 mana, 3/3, Arcane Fletcher. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, draw a spell from your deck.
Weird.
So, I mean, I think
Yeah.
this card has the potential to be broken one day. Is it broken now? No.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at it, what spells do you want to tutor as Hunter? right? That's always the question. And Hunter has pretty shit spells. So
You also have to be playing a crap ton of 1-drops to reliably able to like
yeah.
then cycle into a bunch of spells. So I mean, I think you're right though. Like anything that can just start, it's like auctioneer on 4 almost with, but then you specifically have to play 1 mana cards. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the deck that it goes into right now at all.
Like maybe you use it to tutor your Call of the Wilds that you're running in Spiteful.
Your Malagos damage spells. You play a
Spiteful
bunch of
Hunter.
1-drops.
I don't know, man. Like I don't
It's
think
just
you
weird
want
that
this
it's
in
one
Valley
cost
Hunter.
minions.
Yeah.
You play this with those shimmer flies or whatever they're called. There it is. Let's go.
Maybe. I really did think that maybe Quest Hunter had a chance when we had the new beast thing that like buffed your beasts or whatever.
Yeah.
And then no, it just never works. And this card is another one where I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make that work either.
It's
I
just
think
like,
right
what
now,
one-drop
I don't know.
suck.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
And this is not enough of a payoff to run a bunch of.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
one
The
day
re-
it'll be a 4-star card though, but right now, probably 1.
I have a
I mean,
one.
the reason why 1-drop hunter spells or hunter minions are bad because every face hunter would be running it no matter what the synergies are with
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
right? Like, you can never make good 1-drops for hunter, ever.
It's true.
I mean, to be fair, though, we said the same exact thing about card draw for hunter, and they did it with Master's Call. And then, I mean, Master's Call turned out to be really broken, but
Yep.
Yeah.
not great.
we did say that in the past.
All right, there's all the hunter cards. We got through hunter, guys.
Sweet.
All right, we're on to mage. We've got Khadgar, 2 mana, 2/2. Your cards that summon minions summon twice as many.
I'm not gonna get baited by this card. Last time I saw a 2 mana 2/2 legendary from Mage, I thought it was broken in Argal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get baited by this card. This card sucks, and I'm sad that Khadgar sucks because
Because Khadgar's a badass.
Khadgar's pretty sweet.
like I don't know. I've been trying really hard to find a cool way to break this, and there's just no way. That's like
Well, okay, so I think I look at it and I think a couple things. I think Jan'alai, I think like Astromancer.
those are all
Firelink
standard
Portal.
cards, right? I don't think those are playable in Wild.
That's the thing. It's like they're still really slow, and you're talking about doing this really late in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has already happened by then, right?
Yeah.
And I probably would rather just be shooting you and playing secrets that shoot you and playing forth. You know what I mean? I'd probably rather just be doing that.
I want it to
killing
be
you.
good, but I don't think it's good. I'm
Yeah,
with you on
I'm
that,
gonna go
Meowth.
1 for now.
Yep.
Same.
Go with the fat one. Fat one.
All right, we have 8 mana, Power of Creation. Discover a 6-cost minion, summon 2 copies of it.
No, thank you.
You finally get to run Spiteful Mage with that.
Yes, Spiteful
Yeah.
Mage is back.
Now,
Yeah, you get a payoff card now.
I might play one of these in Reno Yogg Mage.
Sure.
Yeah, Reno Casino Mage, dude.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
would. So I'm giving it a 2 just because I like that archetype. Is the card good? Not at all. But I love that archetype, so it's
All
getting
right,
my
I'll go
2.
with 2.
Yes.
If I get
convinced
2
Stills.
Sylvanas, I'm happy.
Yeah. 2. That's Sylvani. Look at that.
Yep.
Realistically, it's probably a 1.
Win
move on?
Vana.
All right, next card. 3 mana, 3/2, Messenger Raven, Battle Cry, discover a mage minion.
It's too slow.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say, like, a lot of people are hype on this card. You're playing a 3 mana 3/2.
Yeah, why?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't wanna do
really
that.
bad.
That's a really crappy body. Like,
Other
Mage
gods are
Minions are
playing
not
2
terrible. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Mage Minions are not terrible, okay? So, like, maybe you can run this in an odd Mage? Maybe?
Think of the infinite value though when you discover itself.
Yeah, but
over
what
and over and
minion?
over
What
again.
do you want to take out an odd mage? I give it a 1.
Not a
Yeah,
black
it's-
cat.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
not
for
good.
All
It's
right,
not good.
it's
Nope.
bad. All right, next card. 1 mana, Magic Trick. Discover a spell that costs 3 or less.
Good off
This
of
has
Blizz.
potential.
Yeah.
You're discovering secrets. You're discovering frostbolts.
Ice blocks.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of low costing spells in Mage, so that you could almost guarantee getting a 0-cost spell like at least 3/4 of the time. So maybe you play this with an Auctioneer now. Maybe you can sneak Auctioneer into Mage.
I'm going to give it a 2
Yeah.
just because cheap spells are good. If this was just Discover a spell, I don't think it'd be as good, but I like it at Discover 3 or less.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
They did push like the Auctioneer Mage in this expansion,
Mhm.
like the
Mhm.
Miracle Mage, and I can potentially see it being run with like Arcane Giants and Flame Wakers and Auctioneers and like glyphs and this card and all that kind of stuff, but
Or
And Yogg.
Yeah.
or
there
even a
you go.
faster
Oh, it
Exodia
just came together.
package.
I like it.
Or
This
even
deck is
like
amazing.
you could use Auctioneer and Exodia. I mean, the current Exodia list is fairly tight.
Well,
That's
I
something
mean,
that
what
you'd
if
have
we
to
just
rebuild it.
shift? Yeah, what if we just shift away from like the Frostnova Doomsayer Blizzard style of Exodia Mage, and we just go all in on Miracle Mage?
the quest.
Yeah.
It probably would have to do with there's another card coming
Yeah.
up, and I don't remember the name of it, but
I mean, we don't need to run Tome
shift.
anymore, right? Which is big, right? So we
Yeah,
can go
that's
towards,
big. Yeah.
yeah,
It's probably going to be the quest though.
yeah.
Yeah,
Take this
That's
two
what
stars.
I'm going to be experimenting a lot with this.
Yeah,
I'm going to give
I
this
will say 2 stars.
2.
though.
I'm going to give it a 2.
Also, make sure you get this in golden because the animation he actually does the little finger trick.
Oh,
Sweet.
really?
No way.
That's actually pretty sick.
Oh, that 4-star card.
4 stars.
I'm going to give this 5 because he's using his middle finger as well.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
is. All right,
Wait,
next.
well, he only has 4 fingers, dude. Hold on.
Yeah,
He doesn't
he's
have
got
his-
2 middle
His
fingers.
thumb is too small to do it, so he had to use a different finger.
2 middle fingers. All right, we have Ray of Frost, 1 mana spell, twin spell, freeze a minion. If it's already frozen, deal 2 damage to it.
Yeah, so this is the one that helps the Exodia Mage, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
the
Second one
mana
didn't start in your deck, right? So
Yeah,
plus
and then
it
one of the
just
things
all-
One of the things you run into a lot if you're running Exodia Mage on ladder is I was already teching in a Frost potion to tech against the Kingsbane matchup a little bit,
Yeah.
so you freeze their face.
oh yeah,
This can't go face, which is unfortunate.
that's true.
So my entire point is moot. Never mind.
I think it's all right,
But
though.
still, it's 2 1-mana spells in one
Yeah.
card.
yeah,
I don't know.
I definitely think that's good. But I think you can hit a critical mass of Frost spells at some point. Maybe you start
Mhm.
running Ice Lands.
You can run the Cryomancer, right?
Oh,
All
drop
right, you're
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
you're
I love
Like,
it.
I
too
thought you were
far?
talking about Meteorologist. Does Meteorologist deal with freeze?
No, the
Something-
Meteorologist
No,
is
that's,
6 mana, 3/3.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a bunch of missiles.
I'm giving it 2 stars.
I think this is actually a 3-star. I think this is one of the better mages.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards a 3-star.
I'm gonna say 2 as well. I'm a little hesitant to give it that much,
Yeah, it's okay.
but
Next
it's
card.
definitely got a place.
All right, we have Mana Cyclone, 2 mana, 2/2, Battle Cry. For each spell you've cast this turn, add a random mage spell to your hand.
I mean,
I'm gonna give it a 1. It's a cool card. I
It is
think
cool.
it's a cool card, but the fact that you don't get your spells back until they...
Yeah,
I mean, this is gas for your Auctioneer Mage,
sure.
but
But the problem is you might get really expensive spells.
Yeah, they're
right?
all going to
Yeah.
be pocket
they're
galaxies.
random spells, which you
And
don't
then
want.
they're not
But
going to do what
the big thing is
what
that
you
you're
need
gonna be
them to
playing
do.
a lot. You're playing a lot of cheap spells, though. I mean, if you get
Sure.
a bunch of expensive spells, like you fill out your curve a little bit better. I actually think this is a fairly good card, especially if you're playing the quest. If you're playing the quest and then you play like a couple of twin spell cards, and then all of a sudden you can come in, you have a bunch of random ones. Like your quest is going to be done. Like normally your quest is done turn 8, turn 9, turn 10. Using this card, your quest can be done like turn 5, turn 6, turn 7.
Yeah, it's
I'm-
true. I
I'm-
mean, for quest, it does help you get it done, but I feel like it's kind of like a lock and load where it looks really exciting, and then in
Yeah.
practicality, it doesn't end up doing what
That's
you.
exactly what I'm comparing it to, is Lock and Load.
Yeah,
Exactly what I'm comparing
like
it to.
lock and load has the advantage where you get the spell instantly as you cast them, so you can kind of change your turn as you're going.
But
Here,
the
you're
thing,
gonna blow up.
you're not
all your
building
stuff.
up to anything though with
Yeah.
Hunter though. You're not building up. I mean, you're building up to a big Yogg turn in Hunter,
Sure.
which is nice in itself. But like you're building to a win condition in Mage.
That's true. I mean, because of the quest, then this actually has potential.
Yeah, that's the only place I see. Like you can, this is
Mhm.
that's the only place I see having potential for this. Like people could try to play this in Tempo Mage with Flame Waker and whatever the new 2-drop is, but like I don't think that it sees any play in there. I think that if you were evaluating along that axis, it's a 1-star, but I'm giving this a 2-star because it has potential going in with Quest Mage.
All right, I'm with you. Two sounds fair. I do think like I'm gonna try the hell out of this card. Is it gonna work? I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sweet. All right, next card we have 10 mana, 4/12 minion, Caligos. Your first spell each turn costs 0. Battle Cry. Discover a spell.
I mean, it seems really good, right? But You gotta get to turn 10.
Yeah.
It
I'm giving it a
seems
2.
amazing. I just, in practicality, I feel like it's gonna be underwhelming.
The big issue you hit is that Jaina is a lot better than Caligos. So, I mean, you run the situation, why don't you run both? But you're running Reno Mage. Like, Reno Mage needs no more greed. This is a very greedy card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 10 because
Feels
it's a
awesome,
dragon.
though, right?
I'll give it 2 stars.
Yeah, 2.
I'm going to go with the 1.
I think in standard this card is going to be pretty sick, but
Yeah, I agree.
in wild it's just like,
Mhm.
man, I don't know.
I mean, this is what you ride for Control Mage in Standard, right? Because then all of a sudden you have a big guy you class the board clear. Like, it's good. The effect once you get there is good. I just think Wild is so much faster that you can't afford
Yeah.
to put it in.
I mean, so the only place I think this potentially sees play in Wild, like, screw the Reno Mage, because Reno Mage is still not good, right? This card sees play in, like, so Big Spell Mage, I've actually played a lot of that recently. And, I mean, Big Spell Mage wants value bombs in the late game, right? That's how it wins.
Mhm.
Right? It doesn't have an actual win condition. And so I'm thinking, like, Dragon Big Spell Mage is probably not the worst deck in the world.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I'm gonna mess around with, like, Dragon Big Spell Mage, because that's where I see this fitting in. Does it fit in anywhere else? No. But
No.
so it's still 1 star, but yeah.
We have
But
3
man,
mana
this card
spell.
is cool.
It is very cool. 3 mana spell. Conjurer's Calling. Twin spell. Destroy a minion. Summon 2 minions of the same cost to replace it.
So I don't understand how this works necessarily.
Yeah, I'm questioning that as well.
So it's like Cube, right?
Uh-huh.
But instead of, resummoning the minion, right? Instead of getting a 4/6 with the death rattle, so like you destroy an egg, right? Let's say you destroy an Nerubian egg, and then you get 2 random 2/2s, or 2 random 2-cost minions.
Yeah, but okay.
So-
But if I'm using this to kill an opponent's minion, did they
Yeah.
get the minions?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this sucks.
Yes, they get minions.
They get the
I
minions.
have to use it on my
Yeah.
own stuff. I'd rather just cube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get
I mean, I'm
stuff.
thinking, I'm trying to find a way to break this because I really like this card,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking like,
It would have to be an 8-drop, right? You would have to use this on an 8-drop for this to
Well-
be good.
But then
but
they
then
get
they
2
get 2
8-drops.
yeah,
Well,
Boom.
the thing is that you have to have an 8-drop stick in order to do that, which you have to have an Emperor Thorson tick to do that. And if you're using an Emperor Thorson tick to do this, you're out of your mind.
well, I'm thinking like Breakfast Mage. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You run eggs, you run quarter
Oh,
creepers, you
no
run
way.
Fungalmancers,
Yeah.
right? And then you use this on a Fungalmancer.
You
and
run
use it
Murlocs.
Or if you use it on
Why
an
not?
egg, that makes a little bit more sense. Breakfast to Mage is definitely
Breakfast
something
Mage
better.
poggers.
Murloc
Right.
Breakfast Mage.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
that's actually really interesting because you have all the burn in Mage too,
Sure.
which Paladin lacks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll be good, right? But I'm definitely gonna play the hell out of it because I think
But I
it'll
mean,
be-
Wow.
if you like cubes, it's like putting 2 more cubes in your deck almost, right?
yeah, I mean,
Except-
you run this
yeah.
alongside cubes. You run this with Khadgar for
You
whatever.
can kill your
reason.
cubes with it.
Kill your cubes with it, yeah. For 3 whole mana, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool. It's like a really shitty play dead, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter's
does
like, I don't
have-
even kill it. I just get the death rattle.
It has some pretty gangster art, though. Gotta
Yeah,
say it.
Yeah.
Gotta
All right,
say
well,
it.
look, it's a
All right,
card
next
I'm,
card.
I'm interested in playing with.
All right,
but-
next card we have
Stars.
2 mana, 1/3 Magic Dart Frog. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion.
Why are we running this card?
I hate this card.
Yeah,
I
we're
hate
not.
this so much. Stop giving me 1 mana damage to random things. I hate
It is a random enemy minion, so that should
Yep.
take into
Sure,
account
it
as
won't go
opposed to
face, I
Flamewaker's enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time though with Flameworker, you want it to go face, right?
Yeah.
You get the board, then you start hitting them with Flamewaker bumps. So I don't know. This is not as good as Flamewaker, but Flamewaker is also a busted card. So you in certain circumstances. So I don't know. I think,
Wild, why are we running it and not Flamewaker?
We're not.
so I think you run both. The thing you run into is the critical mass theory, where you start like having the same effect over and over, and then all of a sudden like the effect becomes better because you have more consistency on it.
But that deck wants to go face, right?
Yeah, that deck wants to kill you.
Yeah, so definitely, I think that if this went face, it would be a better card. But I don't think that this is super good. But I'm at like a 1.1 on this.
I'm just done with this damn effect, dude. The knife
Now,
juggler.
you
this, I just
can
don't like it.
kill this minion with your previous card though. So The Conjures thing. All right, next card.
Oh god.
We have Kirin Tor Tricaster, 4 mana, 3/3, spell damage +3. Your spells cost 1 more.
I have no idea how to evaluate this
My
card.
brain hurts thinking about this card.
Okay, I compare it to what's the card? Cosmic Anomaly, right?
Mhm.
That's the 4 mana 4/3
mana,
plus
4/3.
2 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So the argument goes, okay, you can play this alongside Sork Apprentices, right?
Hmm.
And so you negate the downside.
Sure.
But I mean, why are we not just running Cosmic Anomaly so I can use my Sorcerer's Apprentice at any other point in the game?
Yeah.
Right. I don't
Yeah,
see
and I
where
found
this
Cosmic
sees play.
Anomaly underwhelming, personally.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even run that in
I mean-
anymore.
Like the +3 spell damage has to be bonkers, but I don't know how the heck we abuse it. Because I don't think it just slots in like a free.
This is
range,
one
right?
mana, right? If you can make this 1 mana and run it alongside a Malygos plus 8
If
spell
this was
damage,
elemental, if this was an elemental and you cheated out with like elemental evocation, I think it's busted.
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
thinking about like the tutor, the 8 mana guy who's coming up later, the legendary that makes things
The
into
neutral?
1/1s. Yeah, the neutral. I think that maybe if you're running some sort of like Malygos mage,
Geppetto
slip-
Mage, yeah.
yeah, Geppetto. I think this might be better than just +2 spell damage if you can make it a 1/1.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I can
Yep.
see it.
I mean, look, it is a cheap +3 spell damage. So I mean, there's obviously like potential there. 2 stars.
Okay. Deals
Yeah,
with it.
I'll give it 2. I'll give it 2.
I'm sticking
Round-
Rounding
doubt it
up
right
from
now.
1.5.
Wow.
Rounding up from 1.5.
I'm giving it 1. I don't know. I don't think it's going to see play. All right. That's all the mage ones. Yay, we got through mage.
Woo!
All right, guys. Next up, Paladin. So we have Paladin, 2 mana, Light Forged Blessing, twin spell, give a friendly minion lifesteal.
Nah.
Hmm. Like the
Nah.
only thing good with this card is the what's the thing that people were all about? The Blackguard synergy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But even then I'm like,
That-
yeah.
that's so hard to pull off, right? I do see this
Yeah.
being played in standard because there's cards that just kind of suck. I'm like, man, I don't need to run cards that suck.
Yeah. I'd rather play mini bot over this card.
Sure.
I'm giving it a 2. I think it's okay.
huh?
I'm gonna give it a 2. I think maybe somewhere this will see something cool. I mean, I don't know. Lifesteal's awesome.
It
So-
can be.
Lifesteal is awesome. I'm gonna give you
But
that.
the thing is, like, there needs to be a sweet payoff for the lifesteal, and I don't know if it's there yet.
I'm gonna run
I think
one over
Blackguard
my
is
hand
the only
buff.
thing.
Yeah, I think Blackguard's
maybe.
your.
With taunt.
Blackguard's your payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, hold on. What about we have Spellstone, right? The Paladin Spellstone. How
2
shitty
mana,
is like
6/6.
their
costs.
synergy?
Yeah.
Yeah, how
But
bad
even
is
that,
that?
it's just a 2 mana 6/6.
How much healing can you actually fit in a deck though without every turn on? I mean, you have to play the weapon, and you'd have to definitely play the weapon, and you have to play whatever the 3 mana the call is.
You're playing Shivala, you're playing all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
but
mean
is
the
it
big
not bad.
like
Is it?
Blackguard. At least you can put this on Blackguard, right? Like that's the one thing you got to think about. If you can give your own Blackguard like deal damage per what damage you deal, like that's pretty good.
But then you have to
But-
get away with playing a 6 mana 3/9 and doing nothing, right?
Correct. And that's the big thing. I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah.
And Blackguard doesn't go face. It's
You
minion.
can give your wild pyromancer lifesteal.
Sweet.
Oh shit!
Just
Still
saying,
bad,
that's
though.
a thing.
Still bad though.
It's 4 stars, best card of the set.
I'd rather be able to get my wild pyro poison.
Yeah,
I mean, at
he
that
should be a
point,
Murloc.
you just turn this card into Spirit Lash, right? And then
Yeah, but Paladin doesn't have Spirit Lash, and Spirit Lash is
Well,
a
you
good
get like
card.
Perma Spirit Lash, you know, if you keep
Spirit
the
Lash
pyro
is
in.
great.
Mm.
I think it's okay. Next card, 1 mana, never surrender. Secret. When your opponent
4
casts a spell,
stars!
give your
Yeah.
minions +2 health. 4 stars
This
from
is a
Meowth.
4-star
That is a
card.
really good card.
Yeah, I'm giving it 4 as well.
Sure.
This
Let's
is
go.
why they rotated Baku, by the way.
Yep.
That's so true.
Yeah, this card's nuts.
I mean, do we bring back Christmas Tree Paladin and play this kind of thing in
Yeah.
it? Or
I
I
think
actually
so.
was playing against a guy who was literally playing like that exact deck, like the 4.
I mean,
I think
Screw
this
like-
literally goes in every single paladin deck.
Yeah,
right?
like Secret Paladin, screw it, just play it in your Odd
Odd
Paladin.
Paladin.
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this goes an Odd Paladin.
You want to play Defile? Cool. Sounds good to me.
You Defile fizzles. It's like I can
Yeah.
finally like counter your Defile.
Yeah, here's the counterspell for
Dude.
Paladin.
As a Warlock player, this makes me cry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're gonna see all the 1/1s, and then a secret goes up, and you're like, oh my
Oh
god.
no!
You just concede. Doesn't even matter what it is. You're like, I'm out.
yeah, I'm
This
not even gonna
game's
try
stupid.
to play the Defile because I know it's always never.
Hearthstone's
Sure.
dumb. I hate it.
Or you just cast it and pray it's Avenge, but
Yeah.
it's never Avenge.
It's not.
When have you ever said that? Avengers have been the best secret since however
Right.
long. When
Yeah.
have you said please be Avenge?
Seriously, though. Yeah, 4 stars across the board. Good card. All right, next. Beep, beep. We have Dragon Speaker. 5 mana, 3/5. Give all dragons in your hand +3/+3. I think this is an
Oh,
okay
hand
card.
buff. I don't like it.
I want a hand buff to work so bad, but it never does.
I've
this
been
is
doing
what pushes
okay with
Dragon
hand
Paladin.
buff Paladin. I've been doing okay.
Yeah?
I think this is the first card to get cut from Dragon Paladin. Like
Well,
I
okay,
would
okay.
much rather I would much rather have a Blackwing Corruptor than a Dragon Speaker in my
I
in
mean,
my
you run both.
Dragon
right?
Paladin.
You maybe run both.
No, you can't fit both in. You were building the decks last night. I don't think you can fit both in.
Well, the reason we couldn't fit things in is because we kept trying to jam Call to Arms every paladin,
Yeah.
and this doesn't
That's true.
this doesn't fit in Call to Arms Paladin, which probably makes Dragon Paladin bad. But I think you have like density. I think this payoff is actually insane, right? Because you have the 3 mana 3/2 that puts the dragons in your hand, right? You
Yeah.
can cheat out Volcanic Drakes. I think Volcanic Drake is like with this is going to be nuts, right? Because
Yeah.
it gets down to a 0 mana 6/4 that's now a 9/7. 0 mana 9/7, pretty good. Twilight
think this
Guardian's
card's
pretty
alright.
good.
I think this
Yeah, the
card's
fact
all
it's
right.
+3/+3 is the only thing that gives it hope for me.
Yeah, and I think this might be enough because you're running some sort of like mid-range tempo Dragon Paladin. Right? You're
Yeah.
not running the Control Paladin.
So the
So-
hand buff stuff, you try to make your stuff big, and then it comes out and like charges and life steals and blah blah blah. Dragons do have the ability to like regain tempo, right? So you
Yeah,
know,
run
you
Prim
can
Drake.
roast people, and you can So
Yeah.
maybe.
I like it. I'm giving it 2.
Okay,
I like
2
it.
is fair.
Yeah, 2.
I'm sticking on the 1. I'm still running the Corruptors.
Sure, whatever, Danny. Hater of fun. All right, we have a dragon, 3 mana, 3/2 dragon, Bronze Herald. The Death Rattle add 2 4/4 dragons to your hand.
I do
So the
think this is a
dragons
good
cost
dragon.
4.
You mean 2 7/7 dragons to my hand?
Yeah,
Right?
4 mana 7/7.
Look at Willie Dills. He's in here giving me the math.
Oh my
I think this
god,
card's
but
good.
that's like 10
You're
turns.
only
Like it's 10
4/4
turns too
now.
late.
Doesn't matter. You win by then. Turn 10. That's a big number.
Yep. When I get to turn 8, oh my god, 14 power hitting the board. Let's go.
Huh. Hey, that's viable. I've been playing the hand buff Paladin. I'll send you guys the clip of my 10/10 Doppelgangster win the game. That's 5 mana 30/30. Let's go. I think this card's alright. I'm gonna give it a 2 stars. I think
I
it's
think
Okay.
this is pretty
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
give
mean,
it a 2.
yeah.
This is a good one.
If I'm going to pay 3 mana for a 3/2, I'd rather do this than that stupid mage card, right? So,
Yeah, true.
all right.
Yep.
2 stars across the board.
Sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, next. All right, we have Commander Risa, 3 mana 4/3. Your secrets trigger twice.
This is probably the best card in the set.
Oh,
Yeah?
I don't
Period?
know about that, but I think it's pretty
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's a legendary, so you
And
can
it's
only run
3
one.
mana.
But it's an aggressive stat line, right? And when you've got
Yeah.
Very
you've got
aggressive
that
stat
sweet Paladin secret in play, everything gets +4 health
Yeah.
now.
I think it's
And
good.
mean,
your
hell
secrets
yeah.
protect the minion too. Like you can go in with auto defense matrix, and like if this attacks, how does that work with auto defense matrix? If something attacks this, it puts up the divine shield. The thing bumps the divine shield, and then it gets a second divine shield. So you end
No,
I
up.
don't know. It might just go off twice in a row. I don't think
It
would
goes
go
off twice in a row. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it affects auto defense matrix, but like get down, you get 2/2/1s. Redemption,
Avenge.
you bring back.
Now you don't
2
want it to be
guys.
Avenge anymore.
Well, Avenge is +6/+4, or well, to
Yeah, it
two
goes on
different
2.
minions, though, right?
So it goes on 2 different minions potentially.
Unless there's only one minion left, you'll go on that one twice. Seems strong.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
I
it's
Put
think-
it in my aggro paladin deck, and it's you know what?
Yeah,
It
go
costs odd amounts of mana.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do you guys get me off? How many stars?
3.
I'll give it 4. I think it's a good card. I think it's a really good card. I don't think it's one of the best cards in the set, though.
I'm gonna give it a 4 stars.
Yeah, well, I think that because of the Paladin secret, like actually the way that it plays out, not being exactly what I thought, it's probably not the best card in the set, but it's up there. It's
Can't
top
take it back.
10 in my
It's
opinion.
this has been recorded. Can't take
It is.
Yeah,
It
take
is.
it, but
There's
no take
evidence.
backsies.
There's evidence. No take backsies. It's
All
definitely
right.
top 10 though. I think top 10 in the set.
For sure.
We have the
I mean, I think,
actual
like,
best card of the set now, though. We have Nazari, 10 mana, 4/12 dragon, battle cry, restore both heroes to full health, tree of life on a stick.
Mm.
That's
do
a
you guys think?
freaking big stick though.
It's a
1
big-
mana 4/12.
He's got a
1 mana
huge butt.
4/12. That's like because Tree of Life was 9 mana do this, and it's
Yeah.
like plus 1 mana you get a 4/12. That's nuts.
You can play this with dragon consorts.
Man, make it cost
This is
8.
basically better
Dragon
Reno.
Paladin? Is that
Yeah.
what's happening here?
Yeah.
You get to
Yeah.
run 2 Renos.
What do
And
you
then you
guys-
Zola one of the Renos or this, and you get to do
Some-
it again and
yeah.
again and again.
You don't care about ever winning in Reno Paladin. So
No,
this is
screw
great.
winning, dude. It's just
I mean,
about tormenting your
You
opponent.
don't win in Reno Paladin, yeah?
Yeah, because you don't win anyway, so this helps you not win even better.
But you just do like in Wild, you could just do this until you finally OTK somebody, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't get to do that in Standard anymore. You don't have the Death Knight anymore. I guess you could still do the Shirvala thing, but it's not a pure OTK.
What do you guys think this is worth?
I mean, I think the only way this sees play is like off of Nether Spike. I don't think
Yeah.
you're actually putting this in your deck on purpose.
I'm gonna put it in my OTK, but it's still 2 stars.
I'm giving it 2.
I give it a 1. I
I'll
don't
give
think
it
this card's
2. 2 cards, 2 spells, 2 stars.
I think the star rating is going to really be how good it looks in gold. We'll have to see.
good.
All right, we-
The art, by the way, this can't be the real art, right? Let me look it up in the actual game. Why is it all blurry?
because a lot of them are.
It's
I
weird.
mean, because a lot of them were like pulled from other
Yeah.
websites.
a lot of them
Yeah,
are
yeah.
pulled from streams and then like cropped and stuff.
All right, we have a Paladin spell. 5 mana duel! Exclamation point. Summon a minion from each player's deck. They attack each other.
Big Paladin Pog, more big decks, yay! Said no one ever.
it's fun. This card's
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, legitimately, I think Big Paladin, like this, and then the 3 mana card that was released, are actually like they push Big Paladin. I think it might actually be a half decent deck, which sucks.
The problem is sometimes you're gonna pull like I don't know something that just dies to their big something, right? And then you're not gonna actually get the big something. But also you're gonna pull like Mechathoons out and stuff. And
Yeah.
screw
I'm going to give
people.
it a 2.
I think 2 is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's around the power level I think it is.
I mean, I'm actually going to give this a 3, and the reason I'm going to give this a 3 is because with synergy with a 3 mana card, I think it actually makes Big Paladin
Yeah.
Which 3 mana card?
the call to action.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think that's the card name.
It's in here
Call
probably
to
somewhere.
adventure. Draw the lowest cost card, and yeah.
Yeah, give it
Alright,
plus 2 plus 2.
We have 1 mana spell, Desperate Measures, twin spell, cast a random Paladin secret.
Nah, dude, I want to cast the ones I put in my deck on purpose.
Yeah, there are some really bad Paladin secrets.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only good thing about that is it kind of gets rid of counterplay because it could be anything, so your opponent doesn't know what to play around, which is
Sure.
fun for the annoying factor, but I don't know if it's good.
This goes in my Yogg Paladin.
Oh yeah,
Now you can officially play Yogg Paladin.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, yeah, 1 star,
Yeah, one
Yeah,
star.
1 star.
cool. We have Call to Adventure, 3 mana spell. Draw the lowest cost minion from your deck. Give it +2 and +2.
So this, Master's Call was played in Spellhunter to tutor Barnes.
Mhm.
This is a better tutor for your Barnes.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yep.
I
I'm
like
giving
it.
it 3.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't like it because I don't want Barnes being a thing, but it's a good card.
I give it 3.
I mean, yeah,
I'll
I
give it
think 3.
3.
Anytime you can tutor something in Hearthstone or any card game, it's always got
Yeah,
potential.
tutors are always so powerful.
Anytime you're particularly looking for something.
Yep. Sweet. Good card. 3 stars. All right. We have 2 mana, 2/2 weapon, Mysterious Blade, Battle Cry. If you control a secret, gain +1 attack.
It's cost the wrong amount of
Fireworks.
mana. It's even. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's 4 stars.
It's a fiery war axe though, so it's sweet.
Yeah.
Fiery War Axe was one of the most broken cards in the game.
Sure. Yeah, how can you not give it 4 stars, right? 4 stars.
Yeah, I think it's very
Four
good.
stars.
Yep. Bam. Look at that. 4 stars across the board. All right, we're done with Paladin. Look at that. We're cruising, guys. Cruising.
Yeah.
All right, we're going into the Priest class, starting with 0 mana spell, Forbidden Words. Spend all your mana, destroy a minion with that much attack or less.
This card is awesome.
Really?
I want to give this between 1.5 and a 2.
I don't think I don't think that this card is like going to break anything. I don't think you play it in a lot of priest decks, but it's like this is just like a cool card. It's like here's a thing the priest couldn't do before.
I think it could
Kills
make a
someone
good
before
spot.
attack. Now they
It
can.
could make a spot in certain Reno Priest potentially.
It's going to see play in standard, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, that
I think I think in Wild it only sees play in Reno Priest.
sure.
But, I mean, I think I was talking with Meowth about this during his him and Raffle going over this yesterday, and I feel that you can definitely go and defend it, and I actually think that your opinion's fairly good on it, but I do feel that it is probably the third. Like you can play this alongside Pain and Death in Reno Priest. And
Yep.
I think that makes it good enough for just good removal, which you're limited on early game removal in Reno Priest. That's one of your weaknesses.
So what are the things that you're scared of
Minions.
as Reno Priest? Like, what minions are you scared
even-
about in the early game?
I'm scared of even Warlocks making.
You're scared of the
4/10,
giant. You don't have 8
double
mana,
14.
so you can't just right. Like I don't know what
I'm
you're
scared
trying
of
to destroy.
Jeeves. It's good against Jeeves.
So typically what I find is that this isn't going to be the answer. This is going to be the follow up. Like I would rather have a death like early and then have this as the follow up for like the later on part of the game, where like I can death early game against the giant and then I can Forbidden Words against the second giant later on. Because you're gonna have to stall out. The thing with Reno Priest a lot of the time is you can deal with the first wave of threats. You can deal with the second wave with your Mass Hysteria. You can deal with the third wave with your Psychic Scream, but then you die.
But then hopefully by the 4th wave you should be winning the game, right? I guess the
depends.
argument.
Yeah, that's definitely along the lines. But I think that this will give you a little bit more staying power. Maybe you don't need to Hysteria on 5. Maybe you can use this to clear a big minion and you can stall a little bit later. I think that this is going to see play just as a form of removal for that, but I don't think it's
think you're right. In a 1-of deck, you just want all the removal options you can get, right? Like in my Milkshake deck, I'm throwing this thing in because there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I don't have a way to deal with this thing. And I hate that feeling.
I give it 2. I think it could be.
There are a lot of turns when you just pass, right? There are a lot of turns where
Oh
you
my god, so many. Yeah.
That's
All of
the
them.
issue you run into. And like if I'm spending 5 mana to just play this to kill a 4/5 or a 5/5, like I'm very happy with that. Because I'm normally just healing that turn.
Sure.
But I do want to hear what Meowth says because
I'm not like okay. The only place this sees play is in Reno Priest, right? But I think Reno Priest, you just want full cycle. I mean, maybe I see your point. I'm just not sold on it, right?
Yeah.
I still don't know. I don't think this cracks like the top 40 cards for me that I want to play in that deck. So
I mean, that's definitely that's valid because it is a card that is going to it asks a lot of you, but the flexibility factor I think is a thing that matters.
I mean, it's not even that flexible though because it takes all your mana, right? That's a problem with it.
That was a
takes
good
as much
point that
mana
you
as you
did make
need.
yesterday. Because yesterday you did mention that when you're playing Anduin, right? Like 0 mana spells are traditionally good with Anduin, but this one isn't. This one isn't a 0 mana spell. This is because you can't ping afterwards.
Yeah.
Which I think is super relevant, yeah.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
You can.
I mean, maybe it ends up being okay.
You
but...
can kill your
I'll say
own minions with this.
I'll say 2. Yeah, you can kill your own. In Lazul's scheme, you can combo to 0 mana kill just about anything.
Yeah, Lazul scheme, potion of madness, and then kill it after you.
Yeah,
kill it, right?
look at that combo.
Easy.
I think it's 2. I'm gonna give it 2. I think it's fine.
You gotta assert dominance, right? Like, look, I stole it, but I'm gonna kill it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just take that. All right, next card we have Lazul's Scheme. 0 mana, reduce the attack of an enemy minion by 1 until your next turn. Upgrades each turn! Exclamation point.
I mean, this is the one that maybe sees play in
It's a horrible top deck, but it can get really powerful after.
Yeah,
a while.
all the schemes are super bad top decks.
Mhm.
Like,
I
I think
don't
it's
know.
obviously
It's
he's playing
possible.
standard, but I don't think it's he's playing wild
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna agree with that.
Cool. 1
I
star.
mean,
Yeah,
one
one star.
so-
Next. All right, we have legendary minion Madame Lazul, 3 mana, 3/2 battle cry. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
problem I have with this card, I think it's a really cool card, and the problem I have with it is that it's just so like it's such a cool effect, but it doesn't fit into any deck that's currently in the.
Yeah,
In
it's
the
the problem
game,
that
right?
Chameleos had, right? You were like, "Oh, sweet," but no, wait, I don't want this.
well,
Yeah.
I want 30 cards that I chose.
the thing that you run into too with this is that information isn't that valuable in Hearthstone. In other card games, information is much more valuable than it is in Hearthstone because
Well,
in
if I had to
Hearthstone,
take the card from your hand,
well,
and, like, take it away from you. Hell
well,
yeah.
yeah, that would be a different story. But
Yeah.
the big thing you run into here is that if you're hand tracking, if you're playing optimally, if you're doing that, like you already know the 2 or 3 cards your opponent has in their hand because they're net decking, because you know the deck they are playing. You don't need to worry about the information on that 90% of the time.
But it is in my milkshake deck instantly,
Yeah.
day one.
Sure. And then
this
the big
goes
thing
in-
too is that there will be moments where this does immediately win you the game, where like this shows you their special tech card. They're not that like someone's playing a meta deck, but they tech in one ridiculous card, and you
Mhm.
see that, and you're able to play around that. That will win you the game 1 or 2% of the time. I just don't think it's worth it to like try to find that moment.
Sure.
This goes in my Kingsbane priest, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's how you play King. That's how we play Oil Priest.
Yeah. So I'm giving it
I'll add that one to the list.
I'm giving it 3 stars just because I love the card.
I'm giving it 4 because it's my card.
There it
I'm
is.
giving it 1.
So
I
the
just-
I'm
I
real,
don't see
sticking
it
with
as a
one.
the real players are gonna give it 1, but I'm giving it
Yeah.
a 3. Me and Dills and I, we're on the same page.
We're like, yes.
All right, we got Evil Conscriptor, 2 mana, 2/2 Death Rattle. Add a lackey to your hand.
Are lackeys going to be good in wild?
No.
It depends on the
unless
deck.
unless you're playing Togwaggle, I don't think it is. Or maybe
Yeah.
the shaman one's just gonna naturally be a good card, but I don't think you're playing 4 lackeys and anything but Togwaggle.
I think in a priest deck, this is not good. I think the
Yeah,
rogue
like they
one
don't
is
have
okay.
a payoff like rogue, right? So
Wow. The rogue
Well,
one's
the big
good 'cause
thing,
you
too, is that-
combo.
If this one was Battle Cry out of lackey, maybe, because then you can play it on the 2 mana guy afterwards on turn 3.
yeah,
but-
but it's got to die first, right? So-
It's gonna die. I don't know. I don't think it's good.
I think I'd rather just play giant minions and keep bringing them back to life.
Yeah,
play
doesn't go in mixed priest
two
bad.
twos.
I guess that's how we should value at everything, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
Nah.
Sweet, next card. 9 mana, Mass Resurrection. Summon 3 friendly minions that died this game.
This is a noob trap.
I don't think it's good. I said it
Yeah.
before. I don't
You-
think it's a good card.
This is the card that you are going to play against someone on ladder. You're going to angry at them because they're running this card.
Yeah, I was about to say this is the guy that's gonna queue into my arena lock every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's running double mass
This is
resurrection for deck.
This is the guy we're going to be like, your deck is so bad. Why are you running this
And he's-
card? The person
Yep.
who previously ran Emperor Thorison and Kelduzad in their big priest is playing this.
Oh yeah, and he's getting these. He's running like it's just this, and he's running Shadow Visions to get more of them.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't think
triggered
it's
just
good.
thinking about it. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he resurrects like Archmage Vargoth and Double Lich King.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay.
He's definitely playing Vargoth too. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
1 star for me.
The thing, it doesn't say different minions though, right? So I guess it's possible that somehow this is.
I mean, you can get multiple
Ooh, I don't know.
Ragnaroses or something,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I just think that this is too slow.
Yep.
You can consistently tutor out Spellstone with the
Yeah.
Shadow Visions.
Yeah, we could pay
It's
7
not
for the
good.
same thing and do 1 more minion.
Bam. All right, 2 mana, 2/2 shadowy figure, battle cry, transform into a 2/2 copy of a friendly death rattle minion.
Dude, I am all hype about this card. I think this is a 3.
Yeah.
I love this card.
What's the death rattle you're looking
Yeah,
for?
what
I'm thinking-
purpose are you using it for?
I'm so I played a ton of that. The what is it called? The Egg Rogue right? With like cubes and the 5-mana 4/6 that makes your death rattle super cheap, right? So this is like
eggs.
a 2-mana faceless, right, for death rattle.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
But
if
the thing
you
is
put
that
it on a cube,
especially-
it's sweet, right? So yeah.
If you put it on an egg, like if you can curve this into an egg and then all of a sudden you have a 2/2 egg, that's very good.
Yeah,
Like I
mean,
think that you've played a lot of egg priest before.
yeah.
You're one of the only people who's really experimented with that deck. So
I mean,
I think that
kind of
if
the big
anyone-
thing. Well, the big thing that deck was missing was early game, right? I was running Shadow Word
Mhm.
because I'm like running Shadow Ascendants and Clerics, which kind of
Yeah.
suck in that deck. So I don't know. I think this card's exciting for me, and I'm gonna rate it 3 because I think it's really good in that deck. Is it good enough to make that deck good? Probably not, but I really
but it's a tool that is effective in something like
Yeah,
that. So yeah, I can
exactly.
see it.
I'll give it a 2. It's
give it a
not
2.
it's
I'm on
not
the 2
as
train.
unplayable as other cards this set.
Sure.
Will this minion count for quests? So actually, I don't believe it will count for quests because of the change that they made to Quest Druid, right? So to Quest Druid, they if you Faceless Shambler a 5-attack minion, you're technically playing it as a 3-attack minion, and then it's transforming once it's on board, which is really dumb, but that's how
Yeah.
they changed
Mhm.
it. So it doesn't actually work, I don't think, which kind of sucks.
All right, we have 8 mana Katrina Muerte, 6/8 minion. At the end of your turn, summon a friendly minion that died this game.
Well, Big Priest got another thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this. I
Do
think
they
this
need
card is
another thing?
poopy.
Does this
I think
really
this card
matter?
is poopy.
That's the big question. Does it actually improve Big Priest?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
I mean,
don't know
think
what I
it's
want.
better against control with this.
Yeah, I think this is good in like specialist format.
Yeah, I think it's
Sure.
better in specialist, but I don't think that it really improves the deck on ladder. Like if you run this and you're playing against aggro, you're in a lot of trouble because if Barnes pulls this and then they both die, like this pulls Barnes fairly frequently. Like
Yeah.
you run into a lot of issues with that. So I think that if you're I think Ragnaros is probably better against aggro than this is. I think this is going to be the tech slot with Ragnaros maybe.
I actually think you're taking out Lich King, to be honest with you. I think you're taking out Lich King. Lich King doesn't save you against aggro, right?
Yeah, and it
It's a
always
taunt,
gives you
but
like a card you don't need to. Like
yeah.
today I had 4 Army of the Dead or whatever in my hand playing Big Priest. And I was like, this sucks.
That's true.
I'd rather have this, right? And have a statue on board at the end of
Yeah.
my turn. Yeah.
I think this is an okay card in specialist. I don't think it's good enough in just like the Big Priest we have right now.
Sure. I mean, it is another res and it has to be dealt with, right? Like if you play this and then it pulls a statue and then the opponent can't kill it, then the next turn you get like another statue.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's
my
another
whole
red,
argument
yeah.
is, I think my whole argument is like even against aggro, right? You have enough removal spells that you're not like completely boned, right? If you pull this, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
And I think like even if you just resurrect this once, aggro can't deal with it, and then you counter pressure so hard with this
Sure.
Mhm.
that I think it's so much better than like Lich King.
Do you
Against
ever
aggro, and it's
not-
so much better against.
Maybe you take Barnes out if you put this in though too.
Yeah. Do you ever not? Do you, I don't think you ever do that.
Barnes isn't
The
good.
question
I
is,
mean, I've
are we
played
ever
Barnes with
not
Big
cutting
Priest
a
before.
minion?
It wasn't terrible.
are we ever not cutting a minion and potentially just cutting an extra spell so we just have another big boy in the
That's
deck?
super greedy though. That's super greedy.
That's why
Yeah.
you
It
do
is very
specialist.
greedy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I mean, I'm just thinking about like ladder, right?
What's ladder?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
I
it's.
hate this card because I hate Big Priest, but I think this
Sure.
card's good in Big Priest, which sucks.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
give
I
it
want
a
to try
2.
it out. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna give it a 2. I don't think it's the meta breaking. I'm gonna quit Hearthstone because now Big
Yeah.
Priest is too good.
It's not a 1 though.
I don't think
right?
it makes Big Priest that much more powerful. I think it just makes it different. So
I mean, Big
could
Priest
see
is
it.
already tier 1, tier 2. This
Yeah.
just shoves it up a little bit. So
I give
I'll
it a
give it
2.
a
I think it's
two.
still good.
I'll give it a 2.5.
Fair. I give it a 3, maybe a 4. I think it's a pretty good card.
Sweet. All right, we have Hinch Clan Shade Quill, 4 mana, 4/7. Death Rattle, restore 5 health to the enemy hero.
One.
Huge zombie chow.
It's a fat zombie chow.
Yeah, I mean, this is for
I-
Silence Priest, but we have better cards for Silence Priest.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, Silence Priest is a standard thing, not a wild thing, right?
Well, I mean, it could be a wild thing.
We'll see.
Eh,
I'm doubtful.
I'm not sold.
I think one of the spells that comes up is going to help a lot in Wild.
Yeah.
For that,
I think that 4-mana card's busted.
Yeah,
All
I think it's
1
very
star?
good as well.
Sure.
Yeah, 1 star.
And it's boring. Next card, 5 mana, 2/6, Convincing Infiltrator. Taunt, Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion.
This is a very good card. I really like
Really?
this card. Yes.
I
mean,
It doesn't lifesteal.
All right, so the lifesteal factor is, so you're thinking about Obsidian Statue, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
like it's the closest comparable thing, right? But of
that's the
course,
closest
it comes out
comparison.
earlier.
Yeah, so it comes out a lot earlier, and a lot of the time with Obsidian Statue, you make your opponent make awkward trades to be able to kill it. And
Mhm.
so this is 4 turns earlier. So normally, I mean, like, you're fine playing Big Priest if you have to hard cast an Obsidian Statue, get it down. You can still win those games. I think that you may even want to start going and playing a copy or 2 of this in your Big Priest and make it a little bit more mid range. I know that people are gonna start freaking out about that one. But people are gonna start freaking out, but I think that you can start playing a little bit more mid range with your Big Priest by playing this, because getting this effect, a taunt that can go, like, your opponent needs to trade in this. If they get a silence on this, like, it's better than a silence on one of your bigger minions. Like, I don't know. I
mean,
think
isn't
that
the
this
whole
card
point,
is.
though, you don't want to run too many minions because you want your spellstones to always hit you good.
Well, yeah, but I think the effect of being able to kill a minion will help you out significantly. I think that people are underestimating this effect. I think destroying a random enemy minion is very strong.
It's true. It's gonna suck against like aggro and stuff, though, right? Where it's just gonna kill like a 1/1 or something.
Still has a
Yeah,
6
but
butt.
But
I
it's
mean,
still a 2/6 with taunt against aggro. So yeah.
yeah,
sure.
that's the thing, right? I think it plays the middle ground.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it's
2-star.
okay.
I'm not sold.
I kind of feel like is O card still in standard? I don't even know. Like I could
Yes,
see it
it
being
is.
played there because of that, but I don't know. In Wild, I'm just like, man, I'm doing so much more powerful stuff than this.
Yeah.
That's always my thought.
I'm
I'm
giving
not
this one a
sold.
3. I'm giving this a 3.
3? I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm going a 2. Like as a card, it's fine, but just I don't think it has a deck yet.
Uno
Yeah.
Starino.
All right, next card. We have the 4 mana spell that was mentioned earlier. Unsleeping Soul. Silence a friendly minion, then summon a copy of it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
dope.
I like this card. I like this card a lot.
This is a broken card.
I think it's very good.
Yeah, it's just 4 mana, lots of stats, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, just think you go Humongous Razor Leaf. And...
Yeah, honestly. Like, that's solid. I'm going to give it a 3.
3, yeah.
I mean, I give it a 4. I like
Yeah,
this.
I'm on the 4 train.
Sweet, good card. All right, next. Oh, that's it. We're done with Priest, guys. We're cruising. Cruising. All right, we're into Rogue cards. We have 3 mana, 1/5 minion, Evil Miscreant combo. Add 2 random lackeys to your hand.
I want this card to be good because I want to play Togwaggle. I don't think this is the lackey card though. Like,
I think it's good for what it does because the problem is that Cold Blood is 2 mana now. And if Cold Blood was 1, this would be super good. But
I mean,
the lackeys do interact with this minion fairly well, though.
yeah.
Like, so a
you
1/5
can use the lackeys
is
to
not
combo.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, the lackeys on this minion, right? Like, give it plus whatever, +2 and rush, or transform this into another minion +1. Like, those are all good effects. I think that the 1/5 is going to survive for a turn if you play this on turn 3 most of the time.
Well, how are you playing this on?
But you have to like
right?
backstab.
You have to backstab or something.
Yeah. Or coin it on 2. The combo part of it does make it definitely a trickier card.
If it was Battle Cry,
It's not like a curve
I mean,
card.
it's kind of like an SI7 agent, right? You got to compare that with this.
Well, the problem is SI7 agent has, right? Rogue doesn't have AoE. Impact them. This doesn't give you that, right?
Yeah.
So
I think it's 2. I don't think it's a bad card. I don't think it's like an amazing card either. But it does give you that payoff, right? The Togwaggle payoff. So, and the Togwaggle payoff is big enough that I think I want to play all the ways to get lackeys if I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. You're only playing this if you're playing for Togwaggle, but like you have to play it. So it's not going to be a bad card when you play it.
Sure.
Like there are other lackey cards.
Yeah.
There are other lackey cards you will cut. This is not one of the ones that gets cut.
No.
I'll give it a 2. Why not? Seems okay.
yeah, 2.
Sweet. We have Togwaggle's Scheme. 1 mana. Choose a minion. Shuffle 1 copy of it into your deck. Upgrades each turn.
This card's sweet.
This card's very cool.
It's probably
strong
bad,
card.
but it's sweet.
Is it though? Is it bad?
I don't know. I mean, how long do you gotta wait? And then what do you like? Okay, I'm
I think
putting
it's
more
good in Big
Togwaggles
Rogue.
into my deck. Hell yeah, I'm all about that. One, but, you know, is that
I think
gonna
it's good
actually
in
make
Big
you win
Rogue.
the game?
Is I think it's definitely better than Gang Up in Big Rogue.
Well, it's
The
better than
question is-
Gang Up
is-
in any deck that runs Gang Up, right?
Yep.
Is it better than Gang Up in like Mill Rogue? Because
Sure.
I think that a lot of the time you run into situations in Mill Rogue where like you wait like 1 turn and you immediately gang something up, like drawing it off the top. I don't know if it's exactly better in Mill Rogue.
I'm on the train that it's better in any deck that wants to run Gang Up. I think it's good.
Yeah, because really, you'd only have to wait 2 turns for it to be a gang up, right?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
giving
that
it
hard.
3. I think that it's pretty strong. Big Rogue is like close to being really good, and I've had a lot of good luck with it. And just being able to get a whole bunch more Ragnaroses for your 300 Silver Vanguards, I think is worth it.
I think the hidden power in this card, yeah, it's good in Milrogue, right? But it doesn't like push Milrogue over like what it already is, right?
Mhm.
It just makes what it does better. I think the big thing that I'm looking for is something like, yeah, Big Rogue or some sort of, I mean, Rogue never really does value, but like some sort of like value Rogue, right? Where
Mhm.
just I'm dropping a Lich King every turn now. You know, we get to the late game. Some sort of control Rogue XD, but
I mean, yeah, you
I'm
can
looking at that
Myros and then fill your deck up with exactly
Yeah.
what you want, right?
exactly. Yeah.
That's a thing.
So I'm a fan. The card,
It's
I mean,
super fun.
It's gonna see play in Milrogue, of course, and I'm excited to see where it sees play outside of that.
I think probably though you're still gonna want to just Kingsbane and smash your opponent's face in as a rogue, but
But when you're not boring, you can
when
play
you're
Big
when you're
Rogue.
not that douche, when you want to have fun playing Hearthstone, Togwaggle Scheme.
Donuts, how many stars?
I'll give it a 2.
Meowth.
3.
3.
Dills. Sick. Bam. All right, we have Tack Gnaws Whisker. 7 mana, 6/6 minion. Whenever you shuffle a card in your deck, add a copy to your hand.
They spelled tack wrong. It's TAC.
They can't spell chicken.
Yeah, this card is super cool.
So
It's
just
super-
I need to
help,
play it.
help me out with this card. If I play an academic espionage and
Yeah.
I get do I get 1 mana copies
Yes.
of all the
Yep.
spells?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So this card is sick if you like play this and then you prep an academic espionage with a pretty empty hand. Fill your
I
whole
think
hand
that's
up with 1 cost spells.
It's the only place this is seeing play, right? Unless
Yeah.
you're running this in your like control Rogue deck.
Does this fit in? I mean, this effect isn't worth running just the body. You need to have something that wins the game with this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it has to be
Yeah.
some sort of insane combo, right?
Yeah.
Where you're playing a bunch of I mean, I think academic espionage is like the best case scenario, right? Because even like shuffling a bunch of Lich Kings in your deck, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Yeah, you still have to play them. I think it's fun. We'll see some funny memes, but I don't know if it's necessarily good.
I'm
Rogue.
playing the hell out of it.
Okay,
I'm
you
just
can.
probably not winning a lot with it. So
I'm giving it 1.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think it's a 1.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
Bam. All right, we have 2 mana, 2/3 Underbelly Fence Battle Cry. If you're holding a card from another class, gain 1/1 and rush.
I think this is one of the best cards.
I think it's
Like, top three.
very strong.
this is a 4.
Very good. This is a
I
totem
think that
golem
you-
with rush. It's insane.
The question is that how often do you get it on turn 2? That's what it really comes down to. And I know you're going to compare it with this is not as good as Alex Strauss's Champion, because Alex Strauss's Champion could go face. This is still 4 stars, but I think that it's one of the lower 4-star.
I mean, I think in a like you're running tempo Burgle Rogue, right? And this card's really good in that. Like I think this card's really, really good in that.
Yeah.
But how good is Burgle? Like the big thing is, first off, how often can you get
I mean,
a
Burgle
card from another class?
ignoring the Burgle being as a mechanic, right? Ignoring that.
Yeah, sure. Not the actual card, just the
Yeah.
mechanic.
Even if you're
So,
just
I
playing like
think-
a swashbuckler or swashburgler into this, like that's
So
crazy.
the secondary reason why I don't think that this is going to be a good card is because if it is a good card, and it's like, let's say this is one of the most broken cards we've ever seen, then everyone plays Rogue, and then your cards don't work.
Yeah, I mean, again, ignoring the whole
Yeah.
shitty burgle mechanic aside, I think just the ability to play. Sorry, like you have double swash, you have double hallucination, right? That's probably what you're running in that deck.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Shaku.
And so
You can also run Pilfer if you really, really need to make this active on 2 a lot.
Face collector.
I think just
Pinata.
like running. I'm tilting. No. I think in general, you'll get this on 2 or 3 pretty consistently if you're full mulliganing for Swash and Hallucination.
Sure.
Right.
Even
and
if
as
it's just a
tempo
2/3,
card,
it's
yeah,
not terrible.
Yeah, and the 2/3 is not horrible. And if it's not active, I'll just dagger and I'll wait.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll
We
have
play
a 3/4 that
Galaka crawlers all the time that are just a minion.
Yeah.
like outside of like the pure academic espionage, like full in on the memes rogue, I think just like quote unquote tempo rogue, right? With swashes, hallucinations, patches, underbelly fence, right? Hedge clan thug.
Yeah, that's just excellent early game.
Just like tempo rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus with the Spectral Cutlass now, like I've seen this deck just have mega legs, right? Like it actually, if you can't kill them quickly, then you just never kill them. Because then suddenly they're like gaining, 6, 7, 8 life a turn and killing all your stuff. I don't know. I think this is actually the kind of thing that Burgle Rogue needed to become a real deck.
I think this definitely makes it a real deck, but I don't think this is very, very broken. I think it's just slightly broken.
Well, what about the other thing that makes it a real deck? Vendetta.
Mm-hmm. That's it here somewhere.
Vendetta, Ethereal Peddler, whatever it's called.
Oh.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff.
This card's garbage. Let's move on.
All right.
Yeah, we can move
My
on.
contract. You guys like it? Nope. All right,
No.
next.
No.
Bad card. All right. Hench Clan Burglar, 4 mana, 4/3. Battlecry. Discover a spell from another class.
I do
think
like
this
how
really
it is
good in
another
Standard.
class.
Yeah.
I really like this in Standard. I really don't like this.
Yeah, I
Same.
think in Wild it's a little too weak, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bad
But
card.
Is this ever good
I'm
enough,
glad that they're
Jess?
changing the way that they do this whole Burgle thing because that is the most tilting
Frustrating
thing ever.
Yeah.
Queuing into a rogue.
I like how this is a pirate too. Like
It is a
maybe
pirate.
you find this and you put this. If this goes off with ship's cannon, I think that's very nice. This is like your piloted shredder pirate.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Because I mean, you also discover the spell too, so that's big. Like
Yeah,
a
you
lot
find
of the
more
times
burgles.
in Burgle Rogue, you get into an issue where like you get a bunch of garbage, and then it's like, oh, this card is going to be situational for one moment that might happen every 10th game.
Yeah.
Like you could consistently maybe come up with something, but we also have the issue of it being wild, where like just generally spells are worse because there are so
There's
many.
so many of them, yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well,
It's
a card.
it's fine.
All right, next
Yeah.
card.
Probably-
Vendetta. 4 mana spell. Deal 4 damage to a minion. Cost 0 if you're holding a card from another class.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
think it's
This is-
strong.
I think both of these cards are 4 stars. The thing is that they're really, really freaking good cards in a deck that hasn't really been that good. And so I don't know. It's I need to see it if it pushes it over the top. But holy crap, is this card? It's super strong. Because you need to swing.
strong.
You're doing all this stuff that's like anti-tempo, trying to like gain resources.
Yeah, and this just gives it back.
And then you just need to swing back the board at some
I give
point.
it 3.
in this stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I actually give it a 4. Sorry, I give it a 4.
Damn.
Yeah, 4 for me.
All right. And then we have Heist Baron Togwaggle, 6 mana, 5/5. Battlecry. If you control a lackey, choose a fantastic treasure. It's fine.
Fantastic Treasures are game winning.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
they
The
are.
card's good. It's just how often are you getting a lackey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's-
you
that's
play it
the
on
problem.
7 with a lackey, right? You hold the lackey and this, and then
Yeah.
So
I
it
mean,
doesn't
my
happen on
problem
6.
is like, the problem is like rogue lackey not consistent.
I think this
How
card
many
gets good in the
lackey?
future.
How many neutral lackey generators are there? Are there only 2?
2?
I
I think
think
there's only 2.
2.
But they
So
did
you
say
have
they're going to
3
print more in the
total ways
future,
to play
right?
it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that this card gets better as time goes
Yeah.
on, and we'll see as time. Like this will see play in standard, but it won't see play in wild until maybe an expansion or two comes
Actually,
out.
there's only one, and there's only Evil Cable.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so this card sucks right now, and then gets
Yeah,
better
yeah.
as
Yeah.
the expansion.
I give it a 2, just because of his
Sure,
dad bod.
2.
We have Waggle Pick, 4 mana, 4/2 weapon, Death Rattle. Return a random friendly minion to your hand. It costs 2 less.
4 mana, 4/2 weapon is fine.
Yeah, 4 mana, 4/2 weapon's good.
Yeah.
I would rather just play. I mean, like the only time you're bouncing things back to your hand, I would rather play Shadow Step though. If you're playing Quest Rogue, Shadow Step's better. If you're playing like Mill Rogue, Shadow Step's better. Like the only time I see this is maybe if you're playing Pogo Rogue and you just need a ton of different ways to put them back in your hand.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like we have all of these effects of shuffling things back into your deck, so I
mean,
don't
what
really
about-
like Waggle Peck.
What about like you Waggle Pick on 4 to kill whatever you're killing, and then you play like Feldor's Strider on 4 or on 5.
And then bounce it back.
The spiders bounce it back. Play it
Sure.
again next turn.
Play
I
it
think-
into Leroy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
you can bounce Leroy back, play him again. I think you're right though
That's
with the
14
Shadow
damage
Step
right
thing.
there.
It's just it's more consistent to do because you don't have to, use the
But
first charge of a weapon and then
You
save
do.
the second
You
charge
can't
for
target it
a
though.
moment.
It is a random
Yeah.
friendly minion, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a bit
exactly.
of a downside.
I mean, I'm thinking just like, what about like a Tempo Rogue with like the Sharks and Fungal Mancers, and because like that was the deck in Standard, right? And I think
Mhm.
could potentially be something in Wild. Like I think 4 mana 4/2, it's got its advantages because it's a weapon, right? Weapons are good for the most part. Like in general, weapons are good. The problem is the random Shadow Step, whereas the card Shadow Step's always dead in your hand until you can combo off perfectly, right? So
Mm-hmm.
It's an iffy card for sure.
yeah, I mean I still give it a 1 because I don't think it'll sleep for a while.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
giving it
I
a
would
1.
all
Not
this
solid.
discussion for
Yeah,
a
it's a
1.
one.
But yeah.
Sweet.
Yep, it's a 1.
All right, we have 1 mana spell, Daring Escape. Return all friendly minions to your hand.
Okay.
3 stars brings Quest Rogue back to the meta,
Okay.
which
Yep.
is it's never been good in Wild because we had Kingsbane Rogue, like Mill Kingsbane.
Yeah.
This is actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
this
it's
is
good.
very good.
I'm giving it
I mean,
3
if
stars.
you got a bunch of 4/4 charging minions and you play them out and then you bring them all back and then you play them out again, you just deal a bunch of damage.
You were always using you were using your Vanish fairly often in Quest Rogue to bring your stuff back to your hand
just
and
to
then kill
complete
them
the
from
quest.
hand.
Yeah.
Or not even that. Like you would often have like the deck hands and the boars on board. You'd play them out, and then you'd hit them in the face, and then you would vanish a board, and then you would play it the next turn to kill them. You played the ones you put vanish back to your hand.
Yeah.
So I think that Daring Escape is the same exact thing, but just better.
I'll give it 3.
Yeah, I think
Yep,
it's a
I'm
solid
gonna
3.
agree.
I think it's good.
Sweet. All right, we have. That's it. Look at us going through cards. We're so fast, guys. All right, on to Shaman. Bam, bam, bam. Best card in the set, Hagatha's Scheme. 5 mana, deal 1 damage to all minions, upgrades each turn.
I mean, I don't know if you were saying that as a joke, but I think this card's actually pretty good.
I think it's all right. I think it's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's another AoE, and I've been playing
getting-
the crap out
We're
of
getting
Reno
close to the
Shutterwalk
Dream
Shaman
Reno.
lately.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Reno Dream.
Yeah, and just
I
give
think
me
the
one
only-
more AoE, please. Thank you.
I think that's the reason why this card's good, because it adds to the Reno pool. You can now have Volcano, Excavated, or whatever the ED is, and then Hagatha's. Like, now you have 3 full board clears. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, that's the
think
thing
the
to me, though. That's the thing, right? Whenever I'm even like not in Reno, right? When I'm playing like Big Shaman or some sort of controlling deck, I'm always just like, I don't really want to run Lightning Storm in this deck.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I don't
And
want
this
the
card's
overload,
so
right?
Yeah.
much better
Yep.
than Lightning Storm.
The fact that this doesn't overload is insane. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. I like it.
yeah, that is a big thing as well.
Plus, you know what it'll kill later on? It'll kill treasure chests.
I give it
after
3.
8 turns.
Yeah,
I give it 3.
Yeah, I
3,
think this card's good.
I'll give it a 3.
Beep, boop, beep. Pew. We have 7 mana minion, Swamp Queen Hagatha, 7 mana, 5/5. Add a 5/5 horror to your hand, teach it 2 shaman spells.
This is the Shaman Kazakis.
Yeah, you actually finally have a payoff now.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, it's not a Reno deck, obviously. Like, it's not limited to Reno. Sorry, is what I meant.
Yeah.
you can do it in
Well, I mean
Wildlife.
that's worth the cost up from 4, where Kazakis is just very flexible in that regard. Like this one pays a little bit more for being able to be played in duplicate decks.
Yeah, I think it's obviously worse than Kazakis, right?
Sure.
Because Kazakis, you like know your 10 options,
Yeah.
but with this, it's random shaman cards, which can be pretty shitty sometimes. But I think in general, I really like this card because not only Reno decks, but also any sort of slow shaman deck.
Yeah.
Right?
for sure.
It's good, so I like it.
I get
Yeah.
a 3.
I give it 3.
I give us a 4.
Nice.
I
give
think
it a
the one thing you also need to look at this card is that it synergizes incredibly well with Shutterwalk, because if you play this card, not only does Shutterwalk cast the spells that the horror is supposed to cast, but it also creates another horror for you.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the 5/5 body from
Yeah.
the horror is nothing to ignore either. And
No.
Shaman has not only brand, but they have the murmuring elemental, right? The mini
Yeah,
brand.
murmuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think this card is just like solid, like
Yeah.
all around really good card.
Do we
I like
know
it.
does the second horror randomly teach, or is it exactly the same?
It is random. Yeah,
Okay.
random.
All right, we have 1 mana 2/1 Sludge Slurper Battlecry. Add a lackey to your hand. Overload 1.
So they're
Woo-wee.
pushing Murlocs pretty hard, but I don't
I think this
that
card
they're
is
fast
strong.
enough in Wild.
I think this is
I
actually
think this
very
is
good.
I think it's strong in Murloc Shaman and just straight up aggro Shaman.
Yeah, it's a 2/1
Yeah.
on 1, and the lackeys are pretty
Well,
good for
and
Shaman.
it curves you 1 into 2, but
I'm giving-
It also
is that going to be better
overloads
than
your.
even Shaman though?
That's the big question.
I mean, it's a completely different deck, I think.
It is.
I think it goes in aggro shaman, and it does work really well with Tunnel Trog. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
playing
Tunnel
this
Trog.
to overload the Tunnel Trog is very good.
That's true.
Or the stupid claw thing. Lick 'em.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
especially if you have a 1-drop down on 1, this is technically a 2-drop as well, because you play this and the lackey
Yeah.
as well. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think
think
it's a
it
good card. I'm just not convinced that Murlocs or even Aggro Shaman is going to be the best Shaman out there. I think we already have the best Shaman. I don't think it's changing.
I mean, I think Murloc Shaman might actually give it a run for money, because Murloc Shaman got some pretty nuts stuff.
I'm giving it 4.
I think it's a 4. Yeah, I think it's a really good card.
I'm gonna give it. I want to be like 3.5, but I'll round up to 4.
Dills, you got a 1.
I think it's on the weaker 4s, yeah. But
Yeah, it's not one of the top
Yeah.
cards, but I think it's a 3.5 into a 4.
I think this is up there for one of the top 10 cards in the set.
Oh, Dills
Like,
might have actually
it looks
died.
Oh wow.
It's fine.
awkward.
It's fine.
I mean, I think this is like, it's not flashy, but it's just a really, really solid card.
Hey, Dills is back.
Hey,
Oh, did we lose him? Oh, here he
Waited
is.
for a minute. Sweet. Next card. We have a Muck Morpher, 5 mana 4/4 Battlecry. Transform into a 4/4 copy of a different minion in your deck.
More Barnes, baby.
Yeah, it enables stuff. That's for sure.
So you now run 3 Barnes and Big Shaman?
Do you run Barnes with this? That's the question that I have.
I mean,
Because
maybe
you don't-
not.
So I think that this ultimately becomes a replacement for Barnes, or no, maybe not even a replacement. Essentially, you're giving up 1 mana on the card for more consistency.
Yeah,
Because you can run 2. And it's 1 mana later, but it's more consistent.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
maybe you do. Yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, Barnes, I guess you could Barnes into Muckmorpher, which sucks, right? And you can Muckmorpher into Barnes, so maybe
Yeah,
it's
that would-
definitely reasonable to cut Barnes.
Yeah,
I never
I
thought
I
I'd
think
say
you don't
that.
want.
but
I don't think you're ever playing 2 of them. But
Yeah,
You can also Mugmorpher into a Mugmorpher if you run 2. So yeah, there's.
no,
strong.
it's a different minion in your
Different
deck.
minion.
Oh, is it?
so
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Oh,
You
okay.
can't hit the other one.
which
You-
makes
oh,
it
really?
really good.
But wouldn't the other one be a different? Okay, I guess yeah, sure.
Well, it comes onto the board as Muckmorpher, right? So this is like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah, yeah.
Faceless Shambler. So,
But like the second Mugmorpher wouldn't be considered a different minion.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll buy
Yeah,
it.
if this hits a Malagos, that's pretty good.
I mean, I think you can run this,
Or even
in
like a
Big Shaman.
Thorson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like you can just run it straight up in Malagos Shaman, right? You hit either Spirit of the Frog, right? A 5 or 4/4 Spirit of the Frog, Barnes or not Barnes, Emperor or Mali, right?
Yeah.
Which is not terrible.
Mhm.
So
I think the card's good.
I think so too.
Yep.
It's annoying though. I don't like this kind of card.
Yep.
All right, next card. 8 mana, Walking Fountain, 4/8 Lifesteal Rush, Wind Fury.
This card's really good. I don't know if it has a home wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
It's
problem.
really
I have
good,
with
but
it.
it's really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like insta enable corpse takers and things, but then I'm like, I'm paying 8 for a 4/8 at some point. I don't want to do that.
The thing is, you do heal 8 on the turn that you play this.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
the rush is
Lifesteal,
important.
and Lifesteal Rush and Wind Fury resulted healing 8. So maybe you can now afford to cut some of your healing spells and some control shaman decks for this.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm thinking more along the lines of just you can now run Corpse Taker, Defensive, even Shaman. I don't know why you're doing that, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it
Fair enough.
enables Corpse Taker, right, in that deck,
Mhm.
right? And you
Yeah.
Corpse Taker with like an Earthen Might, which would go in this like Elementally Wind Fury deck. So,
Mhm.
maybe I'm not sold, but maybe.
I'm gonna try it out. We're gonna give it a go in the arena, Shaman, and we'll see what happens. I'll put the corpse taker and the Ziliax in.
I'm still giving it a 1. I'm not sold.
Yeah, I'm not sold either.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it a 2 just because it's like for a neutral or like it's a good card.
It
just
is
'cause
an
doesn't have
elemental.
home. Yeah, I don't know.
Neat.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
What about you,
You'll
Donut?
get it off of menacing Nimbus sometimes, right? And then you'll be like, okay.
Donut, what do you think?
I'll give it a 2. You're not gonna. I mean, it's a lower one of the 2s that you'll see, but
Mm.
I think that you'll probably get a little bit out of it, maybe even in some big decks.
Okay, we have 4 mana, Scargill, 4/4 Murloc. Your Murlocs cost 1.
I was really high on this card, and then I started thinking, and I don't think I'm high on this card anymore. I think it's like a 2. Like, it's got an insane effect.
Sure.
Like in the aggro Murloc deck, I don't really want to. I want to be spamming the board all the time.
Yeah.
And killing them turn 4, turn 5. So,
Well, I feel that if this sticks, essentially what happens, you want to play this on 5 with another big Murloc. You play this, and then you play War Leader at the same
or you
time.
you combo this with your Finja or your Murkai, right? It's like
Yeah, right. So essentially, you want to leave it up so that if this card survives another turn, you essentially win the game because you can play a ton of Murlocs and just win through tempo.
Mhm.
Or you can go through and like your opponent has to kill this and then leave the other valuable Murloc that you have up. I don't know.
When you play quest, Shaman, and complete the quest, you're gonna get some of these. Then or you're gonna play this with your Megafin. I don't know, stuff like that's gonna happen, man. It's gonna
All
be
right, so
annoying as
cheating
hell.
out Megafin's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
playing Scargill and then playing Megafin for 1
That
on
would be
5, like
insane.
that's really strong.
I mean, this is like the high roll now with the
Yeah,
Murkai.
we're talking about like stuff that's not gonna happen
Yeah.
very often. But the thing is,
Mhm.
it's gonna happen and it's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the card's like it's good. Is it good enough for the aggro Murloc Shaman that I'm foreseeing
Yeah.
being pushed in Wild? I don't think so. But
That's my problem with it. Is I just
Yeah.
don't think that Murloc Shaman's gonna be good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think like a pure aggro Murloc Shaman, like not quest variants, probably pretty good.
Okay.
It's a hell of a lot better than it was.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah, oh definitely.
So we have 2 mana spell,
is
Soul of the Murloc. Give your minions Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Murloc.
I
Alright.
think this card's pretty good.
Make
Yeah,
a
this
big
is
board,
very
make
good.
it sticky.
Yep.
Yeah. So like Soul of the Forest was running aggro Druid, right, for sticky boards,
Yeah.
right? This
I mean,
is
Shaman actually has Bloodlust. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Bloodlust is the
you have
reason why
everything.
this card's good.
And War
Yeah.
Leader.
Bloodlust, everything, Murkai, and War Leader.
War Leader, yeah.
Yep.
I think this
I'm all
card's
about
very
it.
good.
Megastore, honestly, Megastore is probably really good too.
Yeah.
If I'm spamming
Yeah.
the board, I want it to stick. So I play.
I'm giving it
this.
3.
Sure.
I think it's a 3. Yeah.
3?
Sweet. Underbelly Angler, 2 mana, 2/3. After you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc to your hand.
This is like a 3 or 4 to me. This
Yeah,
is
this
like
is-
one of those
this is
core
definitely
cards
a
in
3
that
or 4.
deck.
Yeah, 3.
Good.
Yeah, I give it a 3 also. It's just good.
It's like good on 2, and then it's good like if you draw it later and you just spam the board and then refill
Well, and
as you're doing it.
What's
right?
awesome about it as a 2-drop is it's good on 2 because they have to answer it because
Sure.
it gets real scary. So then they're using their removal on a 2/3.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, as broken as Rockpool Hunter was, right? The problem with it is like you never really too, right? You
Yeah.
wanted the battle or the effect.
Yeah.
And so this, like, yeah, well, if they kill my 1-drop, now I can still play this and like be mad.
Yeah.
Probably. Really good.
Although Rock Pool is still probably better than this card.
Yeah. But
Well,
on two,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
On two,
yeah.
If they
On
killed your
2,
one
this
drop.
is better. Yeah.
Yep, it's good. All right, we have 0 mana spell for Shaman. Mutate. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more.
So a shitty unstable portal.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
evolution, sorry. Portal.
Sweet.
Whoops.
Sucks, right?
So
Yeah, it's
I
not
think that
good.
this is more put in so that it balances out the Shaman spell pool. This makes the Hagatha's Hagatha a little bit worse.
Okay. So it's 4 stars for you, Danny. Sweet. Next.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Two mana.
To be honest, it's worth noting it's 0 mana for the Spirit of the
Yep.
Frog, if that ever matters, but I don't think it does.
That's true. It'll find you 1 drop or
You
1
could even
spell.
cast it on Spirit of the Frog. All right.
It does hit Totem though, because Totem can
yeah.
become infinite.
That's
Totem can.
Sweet. Witch's Brew. 2 mana spell. Restore 4 health. Repeatable this turn, which should just say Echo, correct?
It should say Echo, but they're being weird, like they
Sick.
always are.
All right.
Well,
Echo.
their whole argument is they want Echo to be Witchwood only, right?
Yeah.
But what about Mega Wind Fury? Mega Wind Fury was like
Mega Wind Fury
whatever.
is it's on 1 card. That doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's whatever.
That's just so
I'm over
dumb.
getting angry at Blizzard about stuff like this. It's like, I don't care enough.
Yeah. Same. This is good to power up your Yogg.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
don't
give
see
it
why
1
we-
star.
I still like using my unstable evolution
Yeah.
to power up my Yogs, though.
Maybe this goes in your Reno, Shaman.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I mean, you can order run 2 healing effects though in Reno.
It is true. There's
Well, like
there are
this is
times
what's
where I'm like, I
needed,
wish I
right?
had healing rain right now, and if I didn't, I could have
Yeah.
that, and I could heal for
Yeah, I mean, it's less about healing your face and more about healing your board,
Oh,
right?
minions. That's
Yeah,
true.
you can make a bunch of trades and heal them all up.
Heal your opponent's face.
Which I think is super relevant.
All right. On to Warlock cards. We have Arenasi Broodmother. 6 mana, 4/6 taunt. When you draw this minion, restore 4 health to your hero.
Nah. I don't want
Okay.
to do that.
It's
Hear
a
me
cool
out.
card. It's a
Hear
cool
me
card.
out. Hear me out.
Okay.
So Gul'dan is a busted card, right?
It's okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Even Lock's a pretty good deck, right?
It's okay.
So like Void Caller is a pretty good card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what if we just like put them all together in a deck that draws a ton and likes to leverage its life total?
Sure.
Seems like it, might not be that bad.
Could be a thing.
Maybe.
I mean, it's
I
probably
don't know.
like not better than regular even log, but
Well, it does make your Gul'dan better because currently with the even lock, you're pulling like 2 4s and 4 4s, right? And they don't have taunt. The 4 4s don't have taunt. This
I
one
think-
would. Sure.
This card seems pretty sick in like a specialist format, though.
That's true. Yeah, if you're just
Yeah.
if you're just dying a lot, you're like, I need to just knock his head.
I mean, you could put like if you are playing even lock, you could tech this against aggro if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
that's true.
So I think that even locks the home for this deck. The question is, do we ever just go full demon Reno lock at any point?
Oh,
Well, like the-
absolutely.
what was it called? The guy Alex, right? The Alex MM guy that qualified for Worlds that played this
Mhm.
deck. He played like even Reno Mechathune.
That's my deck.
Yes. I mean,
I remember that.
It's such a meme, but it's really good.
That's my deck.
right in that deck.
I love it.
So,
That's my favorite even Warlock.
I mean, I don't hate it. Like, I actually don't think it's that bad.
I'm gonna give this card a 3. I think it sees play.
Okay.
I don't know
I'm
if it
still not
sees play in
convinced.
what we're
I'm
doing
on
right
the
now.
2 train. I'm on the 2 train, but I do think that it could be broken. And I think that, I mean, like I said before, information doesn't matter to your opponent.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean-
when it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it matters a little bit, but it's not that important.
And it
Like
has
in
taunt.
Hearthstone, information is less important.
Yeah, I think it's less about like on its own the card sucks, right? But in synergy with Gul'dan and Void Caller, it gets better. Is it good enough to see play? Probably not, but I'm gonna mess with it.
You guys give it a what do you give it? Danny,
2.
Meowth,
2.
Dills.
Yep. 2.
Sick.
It's better than Flame Leviathan, the other card that did
It's
this
true.
effect.
All right, we have another scheme. Rafam's Scheme. 3 mana, summon a 1/1 imp. Upgrades each turn. Terrible.
Garbage.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's pretty bad.
All
But-
right. Oh,
There
here
is
we go.
possibly. Hold on.
Here we
There is
go.
possibly a spam the board deck, right? This
Eh.
is not in wild.
Yeah,
I don't think it's in wild.
probably not with this. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, we have Eager Underling, 4 mana, 2/2 Death Rattle. Give 2 random friendly minions +2 and +2.
It's a bad Fungalmancer, I think. So
You don't get to target it. You have to wait for it to die.
Yeah, I give it a 1.
Costs 1 less though.
Sweet. 2 mana Plot Twist. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw that many cards.
Yeah.
I
love
love this card.
But I think we have to bring up some other cards that are being added because we got these portal demons coming in. So the instant combo I've seen people doing already is play the Portal Overfiend, Portal Keeper. They shuffle portals into your deck, and then you play this, and you draw a bunch of cards and then get a bunch of portals.
So kind of how you see it in like Rogue right now with the
With
Falordi
the spiders and the
Striders,
Myras,
right?
Yeah. But you don't have to like go into fatigue to do this. You could just, and
Yeah.
I mean honestly, like if I'm just playing a control deck, sometimes I just don't have the tools I need, so I just plot twist to find the tools I need.
So the only application I see for this in Wild that I would really use this card for is to change up the Mechathune combo and then play like Dollmaster Dorian, Plot Twist, Cataclysm.
Oh my god,
Like you get
Dollmaster Dorian plot twist.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you go through, you have just enough cards in your deck. You get to the end of your deck. You only need 1 Emperor Thaurissan tick on one of the pieces. You play Dorian, Plot Twist, and then Cataclysm. And essentially what happens is you just clear through all your deck. Everything goes back in your deck. You draw everything out. You get a Mechathune on board. You don't need to play it out. Like you're able to go through and combo a lot easier than you can with other ways. I think that's the best application combo-wise I can see with this.
This
But
is
it
going
makes
in.
you run Dollmaster Dorian.
Yeah.
I was about to say, why are we running that instead of regular Mecha?
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
don't know.
fancy, Meowth.
For the
It's
memes.
fancy. This is
I
going.
do.
No,
I
I'm gonna
love
put
this
this
card
in
when I
my
play Commander.
Void Contract deck. We're playing
Sure.
Void
Oh.
Contract, Dirty Rats, all the make your opponent play stuff cards. This is going into for some reason.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you play Commander in Magic, every deck runs this effect.
Yeah,
Every single one. Like multiple versions of it too.
I'm giving it a
sometimes.
3. I like this card.
Yeah, all right. I'm on board.
What do you guys think?
I'm in the 1 train.
Yeah.
You guys
I
eat
think
your
so.
words. Here we go. All right. Next card. Evil Genius. 2 mana, 2/2. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion. Add 2 random lackeys to your hand.
I mean, this
Looks
is
like a
probably
good
the
zoo
best
card.
lackey generator.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it a good lackey generator? Probably not.
You could play it in
Like, it's
like
probably not good enough. But
Omelet Lock, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now there's enough cards to support that. I think. That you
At
can
least it
actually do
has
this type of thing.
stats. Like it's a 2 mana 2/2. That's okay.
I would prefer it to be a 3 mana 3/3 because you can play it after the Nerubian
Yeah,
Egg.
after your egg.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
kinda
like it
interchangeable.
as a 2 mana 2/2. 3
But
mana
on
3/3
3,
would
you
be
can
much
play
better.
it and a lackey.
Yeah, but you have to already have it in your hand. Oh no, you can play the lackey after. You're
You
right.
can play this on 3 with a lackey. Yeah. So
All right, so that does curve out a little bit better.
yeah, sometimes
I
you'll be
mean-
able to like give this rush or something, kill something.
yeah, I like it. I like it in that like egg implosion,
Yeah.
token zoo deck thing.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I think it's like a fine card in that it's not the card that makes the deck go, right?
No.
2.
No.
2's fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have Fell Lord Betrug, 8 mana 5/7 demon. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with Rush that dies at end of turn.
I don't want this card to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but it's like
Yeah, I really want it to be, but it's not.
it's like what is
Cool
it?
stuff is gonna happen sometimes.
Fizzlebang
right?
or whatever
So-
his name is. It reminds me of that.
The one thing you always have to think about with demons in Wild is that Void Lord or Void Caller and Gul'dan are both cards. So cheating this out early and your opponent not being able to answer it could be pretty good. And
Yeah.
then pulling it off of Gul'dan will help you stabilize.
Yeah, it's good with like Void.
I mean, it's a
Dads.
demon. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
If you can get this out early, and then you can and then you can whatchamacallit, the card we just talked about, plot twist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time, every single
because
card
you can
you
run
draw
bar-
as a
you
minion
can-
goes on the board.
You can run Barnes in Wild too. So if you get this turn 4 and then plot twist, or turn 6 play Barnes and then plot twist, like
Yeah,
Well,
get a
that's
bunch of
nuts.
void dads.
I think it's less about my problem with cheating it out is kind of the whole benefit to cheating stuff out is that you don't die. This doesn't help you not die, right?
well, summoning copies of minions with rush help you not die.
Yeah, and if they're
Well,
void,
my
the,
thing
the
is,
issue,
like,
the
behind
issue
one
it is
thing.
a delayed effect. It is definitely a delayed effect, and I think that like Void Lord and Doomguard are much better than this card.
Sure.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, would you run something that's slightly worse than those? I think so. I think that this is something that I think Q Block is running. And not that it's threat light, but you can start getting a little bit greedier with the deck at certain points. And this is like this in the specialist format. This is something that might go into your deck.
You don't need it in key block. I'm not seeing it in Reno Lock.
I give it 1.
Like,
Yeah, and that's the problem too. Is like you can think of all these crazy things that can happen, and then you can play a bunch of games and they'll never happen.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
still giving it a 1 as well. But
Yeah, me too.
I think the cool thing potentially with this, right? So it's not just demons, right? It's whenever you draw a minion.
Yeah.
And so I am sitting here and I'm like, I'm on this like even demon Reno Lock train right now, or even demon Warlock, right? Whatever it is, right?
It is even.
And it's even. So you get void colors, you pull this out,
Yeah.
and then you tap into a giant, and you get a copy of an 8/8 giant with clear
With
board
rush,
with the rest of
but
your
then
second
it
go face. Right? I mean, it's not the shittiest thing in the world, so
4 stars for
Like-
you? I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think it's 2 stars. I
Okay,
wanna say 2 stars.
that's fair.
Okay. All right, we have other legendary Arch Villain Rafam, 7 mana, 7/8 taunt, battle cry, replace your hand and deck with legendary minions.
Fun.
Seems fun. I don't
Yeah.
think it's good.
This is
I
the
agree.
monkey on
Yeah.
a card.
Well, so I mean, I've heard arguments that like you could run it in a zoo deck because at some point if the game goes late, now you have a chance to fight. Like I've run Prince Liam in
Yeah.
my odd Paladin decks
Sure.
before because if I can't get the game taken care of in the early game and they stabilize, I don't want to draw 1 cost cards anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's still it's like I don't want to turn into a bunch of random legendaries that may or may not be good.
I'm probably going to give it a
But
1. I love
you're
the
also
card,
playing
but-
Zoo. That's the thing. You're playing Zoo.
Yeah.
Which is not a thing in one.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
argument
I'm
is
on the
bad.
1.
Yeah,
One.
It's a fun card. I'm
It's
crafting
super
it golden.
fun.
Sure.
but-
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason to not craft it in golden, but it's bad. So there. All right.
Therefore,
3 mana spell, Inferno. Give your demons +1 attack. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions.
Interesting.
I mean, we have Demon Wrath, right?
It's like an odd thing to attach to each other.
Yeah.
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 These 2 effects. It's like, yeah.
I think
I don't
this
know. I
could
guess
be
you can play a
okay.
bunch of demons and you can buff them and just try to go face with them, but only +1 is not enough, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it's worth running.
I don't think
No.
it is
No.
either. I'm going to give it a 1.
We still have the file, man.
Yeah.
We don't care about this.
Well,
That's-
I mean, maybe you're thinking about a Zoo deck that's like this. This is a very similar effect to Power of the Wild. Like
But
this
it's
is
3
Power of the
mana.
Wild, but it's 3 mana, and it does deal 1 damage to your opponent minions, which
it can help
is
you trade
very
up,
big in
right?
tempo, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it's good. I
Yeah.
just think that you need to be looking at it more from a Zoo perspective rather than like a control perspective,
Yeah.
Maybe.
which
yeah.
doesn't exist in Wild.
Nope. Next card. We have Jumbo Imp Giant. 10 mana, 8/8. Costs 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand.
I really want this to be good, but the fact that it says while it's in your
I
hand makes
know.
so
I
shit.
know, yeah. It's not
I
like
want to
Yeah.
play a
Arcane
big boy
Giant or
imp.
something. Yeah.
Also, that's a beautiful.
Make some good copy pasta. Make
That's
some
a
good
beautiful
copy
copy
pasta.
It's really good. I think it's
I'll
bad,
give
though.
it a go at some point, but it's yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out like even in that like token Demon Zoo style deck, like you don't even really like find a way for that to fit because it has to be while it's in your hand. So I don't know. Anyways.
Next card. Darkest Hour, 6 mana. Destroy all friendly minions. For each one, summon a random minion from your deck.
Oh my goodness. This is worse than Void Contract.
Is it though?
Void Contract's
Yes.
amazing. Don't you even talk.
Void
I'm gonna win
Contract
so many
is.
cards with that.
I mean, I think this is not like shitty.
So
I think this has got the potential to be broken.
You need to be running Blood Bloom for this to be good, and you're not running Blood Bloom in a deck that doesn't use Blood Bloom to kill your opponent.
You also run this with Plot Twist. Everything needs to run with Plot Twist.
Well, like I'm thinking, like you run like a Zooey opening, right, with all the big boy demon back end, right, with Gul'dan, right?
Yeah, but the issue you run into is that, like, if you're playing Zoo, you kill your board, you lose the game. You're trying to use your board to win the game.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? You run the early Zoo minions, right? But then you also run like the Dreadlord, Doomguards, the Mal'Ganis, the Void Lords, right? Because you're running Gul'dan at the back end, right? And then you get to turn 5, turn 6, you coin this out, you play it with Blood Bloom, whatever you play it naturally, right? Your Imp Gang Boss and whatever you're running all of a sudden is now a bunch of 9-drop. So
But it's in your hand and you have to play them out. There's a huge tempo loss. Oh, it's summon a random minion from your hand. Oh, whoa.
It fills your board up with stuff.
Oh, I thought they
Yeah,
put it in your
oh,
hand.
what?
I thought it put it in your
No,
hand.
no.
Okay, hold up. Okay.
It seems like they're
It's not
trying
as
to
bad as I
force
thought.
us.
Not as
They're-
good as I thought.
Yeah, they're telling us play the scheme, then Blood Bloom this out. That's what they're telling us to do.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
maybe
do it
not even
that
a
way.
scheme. You play like you just play normal Warlock
Yeah, you
cards.
just play minions,
You
right?
can even
Yeah.
just play. You can even play things like Implosion.
Like go the heal
Imp
Zoo
Gang
early
Boss.
game with eggs,
Imp-
right?
Imp King Boss.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah, you
okay.
play
I'm giving it
Nerubians,
a
all
2.
that kind of stuff.
I'm giving it
Yeah.
a 2.
It's got
I mean,
possibilities.
I'm high on this card because I think it's going to be really easy to break, and once people figure out how to break it, people are going to wish it wasn't printed.
I'll go 2.
So
I'll give it a 2 because it says play it for summon the minion rather than put it in your hand. I thought it was put in your hand and I freaked out.
What do you think,
Okay.
Meowth?
I mean, I have this as a 3 in my card review just because I think it's going to be broken.
It could be good.
So
All right, that's all of the Warlock cards. We're on to Warrior. All right, 1 mana spell, Improve Morale. Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it survives, add a lackey to your hand.
I mean, so this is it better than Bloodtaker, right?
We don't have to say is it better than Bloodtaker. Bloodtaker's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
In tempo
That
decks.
was
So
the point I was going to make eventually.
Seems
Yeah.
poop.
Yeah. If summoning a 2/2 isn't worth it, then putting a lackey in my hand probably isn't worth it.
Sweet. Next. Omega Devastator. 4 mana, 4/5. Battlecry. If you have 10 mana crystals, deal 10 damage to a minion.
I mean,
It
this
is
is
a
the
mech.
best Omega card we've seen.
Yeah,
It's also the
actually
best
useful.
warrior card in the set. So
Yes.
And it's a mech.
we can spend our time here, I guess.
Yeah.
The problem is it's an even cost card, and it definitely wants to go in an odd control warrior, but whatever.
But you can get it
This
off
is
your hero
enough
power.
reason. The other thing too is when you turn into Dr. Boom, someone's just gonna find this, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem,
Yeah.
right? Like this card's so good, but the only way it's going to see play is when it's randomly generated.
Off
yeah.
Omega Assembly.
That'll happen. That'll happen.
I mean, that's just so unfortunate, though, right?
I had to give it a 2
Yeah.
just because of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you know what? Fine.
You probably never play it, but you'll have it sometimes,
When it
and it'll be good.
When it happens on 10, oh man, watch
All
out.
right.
I probably
Next
will.
card, Wrench Caliber, 4 mana, 3/2 weapon. After your hero attacks, shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck.
This card's bad.
This bomb tempo thing is gonna be very bad in Wild.
It's gonna be super
Yeah,
bad.
They
It's gonna
didn't
be
give us
fun.
enough, right? They gave us like 3 freaking cards that do this. That's not
Why does
enough.
the
Maybe-
Juggernaut not count, dude? If the Juggernaut counted,
That's
it's a lot better. But the fact that it doesn't count, just
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? It's so bad.
Yeah.
Well, the Juggernaut's a mine. These are bonds.
Oh, which is so dumb.
Okay, it's
so
this is
dumb.
this is the counterplay to Reno decks, is what chat's
Oh
saying.
god, yeah, I remember.
counterplay
I
arena.
remember the
decks.
darkness was the counterplay to Reno. Remember that? Yeah.
All right. Next card, Clockwork Goblin, 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry, shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck. It explodes for 5 when drawn.
No,
I mean, this is like if you're playing Tempo Bomb Warrior, this is in your deck. otherwise.
Otherwise,
I mean, this
screw
is
off.
also like not bad off of the Dr. Boom Hero Power or Mega
Yeah,
Assembly, right?
sure.
Once you get to Super.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely
Good in
true. I
fatigue.
think that this is like a lot of the times you go for Iron Juggernaut. You're like, the only way I win this game is if I get Juggernaut. So this is another option to get like a mini jug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll happen sometimes that way. But
Sweet.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Otherwise, it's bad.
Yeah, I'm not putting this in my
card.
deck.
Yeah.
Strongest
Alright,
card
can
of
we
the
just skip
set.
this card?
Dr. Boom's Scheme, 4 mana, lose the game. What do you guys think?
This is not even a card.
Yeah.
The next one. Yeah.
This
Next
is the
card.
worst card.
10 mana, Dimensional Ripper. Summon 2
Give me
copies of
also-
a minion in your deck.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
You guys just
Move
want to
Keep it going.
All
Yeah.
right, cool,
Can
great.
we go to the neutrals? Warrior doesn't have anything good.
Mr. Boom,
Worse.
do you guys care
Okay,
about?
so we can talk about this one for a little bit,
Okay.
but it's not good.
Do you want to talk about it? It doesn't seem it's a card.
We're
There you
not.
go.
No, it's bad.
And then we have the Boom Reaver, 10 mana, 7/9 mech. Summon a copy of a minion in your deck. Give it rush.
I want whatever Blizzard was on when they designed the Warrior cards.
Yeah, feels warrior, man.
I mean, if you can woe cleaver this out, it's
It's a 7/9. Look at those stats.
yeah, whatever, man. This is stupid.
It's like a worse Varian Rin. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next, Vicious Scrap Hound, 2 mana, 2/2 mech. Whenever this minion deals damage, gain that much armor.
I mean, this is another thing that's cute off of the Omega Assembly, right?
Yeah.
And the
Mhm.
delivery drone.
This is really good with Ziliax,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
sweet.
He's
I
an
mean,
adorable
again, you're
little
not-
mech doggy, though.
It is a
I mean,
cute
you're not
mech
putting it in
dog.
your deck, right?
No.
Because it's not odd. So.
It's all these cards that you don't put in your deck. So it's good when you don't have it in your deck, but it's there. All right, next. Sweeping Strikes, 2 mana. Give a minion, also damages minions next to whoever this attacks.
This might not be bad. Like in a tempo warrior, if you're fighting for board and then you give some minion cleave, like that's pretty sick.
It's good
What am I
against
doing it
totems.
to, though?
I'm just pissed they didn't call this cleave.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they're so
okay.
inconsistent with this. I'm just mad about just inconsistencies because I've been playing Magic recently and like everything's consistent.
Yeah. I guess if you like put this on a Ziliax or something and healed for not, but you're warrior, you don't care about that. You have
Yeah.
armor.
The problem
know.
is it
Weird.
doesn't cost an odd amount of mana.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not playing this in an odd deck though. You're playing this as in a tempo deck.
In like
You're
a rush
playing
deck?
this-
Yeah.
I think
Well,
you're
no,
just
no,
not playing
yeah.
this.
I think if you play like a dragon tempo warrior, this goes in the deck.
Maybe.
Possibly.
That's
It,
where
it
I
feels like
see
they're trying to make the
slotting.
rush minions better, is what it feels like. And rush minions, we don't really
Oops.
care that much about those in Wild, right? The rush warrior.
Yeah. Meowth down, but that's
Maybe.
okay.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, welcome.
This card sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the warrior cards.
It's the one. I think that might be the best warrior card, but it's still a one.
Meowth, your camera's invisible.
Oh, hi.
It's okay. I still love you. All right, we're on to neutrals, guys. We're making great time. This has only been 2 hours and 12 minutes so far. So
It's a lot better than it
not
used
bad.
to be. It used
Yeah.
to be like 6
Yeah.
hours.
this is because this is when Sauce is in
remember the
charge.
6
We just
hours.
blast through. We
to
don't
be
have
fair
to.
though, that was a really good set though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the most powerful set there's ever been. All right, Traveling Healer, 4 mana, 3/2, Divine Shield, Battle Cry, restore 3 health.
So this is cute, but why are we running this over Shrimper? I guess.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Standard card. All
The
right.
Yeah,
only
probably,
reason
like,
you do that is for Corpse
hand-
Taker, right?
Shit.
If you can run Corpse Taker in even lock,
Yeah.
but no.
All right, we have Batterhead, 8 mana, 3/12. Rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again.
It's kind of a board. I mean, this is like a board clear though. A neutral board clear for 8.
It's a lot of mana.
Is it even a board clear though? Because it has to be 3 attack.
Yeah, it has to. And it
Like,
has
if you're
to
getting to
build
turn
up-
8 against
That's-
Zoo, right? You should already
Yeah.
have won the game.
Well, at least one minion that you're gonna have on board against your opponent's gonna have 3 defense, right?
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
it
doesn't-
Against aggro decks, you're hopefully have already won the game by turn 8, right?
Yeah, if you're on
That's
turn
true.
8 against an aggro deck and you're the control deck, I'm not running Batterhead to fight that. I'm running
true.
like,
I give it a 1.
I'm running like Flame Strike.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1 as well.
All right, next. Hinch Clan Hogsteed, 2 mana, 2/1, Rush, Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Murloc.
This card's good.
I think it's
It was
good.
really nice in my Menagerie Paladin and my Menagerie decks, like
Mhm.
with the Warden thingy. But
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
is a
for 2
beast.
mana, I play it, I kill something, and then I have something left. That's always
And it's a
a
Murloc.
good thing. That's a
It's
recipe
like
for
it's like a
success.
shitty kindly grandmother, but it has rush, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
it's good.
I mean,
Yeah, and it's a beast.
It's a two-ish.
I give it a
I would say
2.
two.
Sure, 2.
Beep, 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 beep. Next. Geppetto Joybuzz.
Oh, God.
8 mana, 6/6 battle cry. Draw 2 minions from your deck. Set their attack and health and cost to 1.
All right, tutor some minions
Oh,
out.
wow.
Make them cost 1.
Okay.
Sure.
I gave this card a 3. Just and the only reason I didn't give it a 4 is because I couldn't think of a combo that was consistent enough in my head. Like
So
yesterday.
I don't think that this is so everyone's looking at this from the view that you're using it solely for a combo deck. I think that this is more along the lines of the call. This is something that you can add to a combo deck that will just win you the game on the spot on certain games. However, there will be certain games where like you need to get your combo out normally through other means, whether it be Aviana, Coon, whatever. Like this, you need to be running a lot of minions that you can potentially hit with this. So I think that Druid is something that you want to be able to play this, and then this might solve the problem of Aviana Coon being very expensive. But
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that you really run into with this is not the I win the game because of this card. This is more
helps
like a
you win the
high
game.
roll. This helps you in the game. This
Yeah, it
is the
gets you
call
closer.
to your Molten Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
I
draws 2 minions, too. Like, that's, I don't know.
I was thinking about this and like, okay, so the two things that I came up with was like not Togwaggle Druid, because you want to tutor the Togwaggle with your Psych Melon, but like
Mhm.
Malagos Druid, because like Malagos Druid didn't have an 8-drop to tutor, right?
Yeah.
And so now you play your Psych Melon and you can play this the next turn to tutor your, or I guess not the next turn, but whenever.
But what are you
Tutor that
pulling
last
after
10
that
drop.
though?
I mean, so you're only running combo pieces, right? You run.
Well, so the issue is that you pull all your combo pieces with the
you only pull one of your
the
pieces, right? And you don't pull like your faceless manipulator.
Oh,
Right?
okay,
You only pull
gotcha.
one of your 10 drops, and then you pull the other 10 drop in the faceless with this, right?
Mhm.
So it's basically like your second
Yeah.
Psych Melon.
I think
Right.
that I definitely think that's okay.
But like I'm also
I-
thinking about it like Shutterwalk, right? Like just playing this in Shutterwalk, right? And if you if you high roll and hit your Shutterwalk or your Grumble, you win the game, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
But
I think that's what this turns into. This is a high roll for combo decks.
Yeah. Sometimes
Just
you
like
win.
we have a high roll for aggro decks in Paladin.
Yeah.
Like
Danny, what do you give it?
I give this a 4. I think that this is going to be
Oof. What do you give it, Meowth?
are we all dropping out like flies?
No, we're good now.
I mean, I gave it a 3, and I was like on the fence between 3 and 4 just because I really want to know what the combo is going to be consistently,
Yeah.
right? That I'm running this in, but like it's like one of those cards where like it's gonna have to be broken sometime, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somewhere,
What about you,
sometime,
Dills?
if not this expansion.
I think a 3 is fair.
I give it a 3 as well. All right. Hey, we've got Hecklebot, 4 mana, 3/8 taunt, battle cry. Your opponent summons a minion from their deck.
Disruption.
It's shitty disruption. I'm not running it because
Yeah.
it's disruption.
Is this better than Dirty Rat? No.
No. Is
No.
it better than
No,
Death
because you
Lord?
can't really time it.
That's the question. The question is Death Lord. I think it might be better than Death Lord, but you need to already have a board built up so you can clear whatever gets pulled. You
Well,
have
Death
more.
Lord
You have
gives you
more
time.
control. You have more control over it, though, right? Because, like, if you're playing Death Lord specifically for disruption, then you could never control when the minion got pulled because your opponent has initiative on that.
I mean, I think I'm actually like looking at it in Wild, like it's different compared to Standard, right? But I think the only time I'm seeing this in Wild is in Taunt Druid, right? Or maybe just like J Druid, like you replace the Ironwood Golems with Hecklebots, right? And the
You
only
hope you
reason it's
never have
really
to
good,
play them.
yeah, exactly. And then you can, I think the dream, right, is you heckle into like Ziliax,
It is a
Mhm.
Mac.
Dream Curve, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem that so the Death Lord you can bring back with N'Zoth, and also you can play it down without having to instantly have an answer for, like,
Yeah.
if a Lich King gets
That's
pulled
true.
or something crazy, right? Like, you can just
I mean,
play it
yeah.
kind of safely, right? And then obviously bringing it back later with N'Zoth is a thing. This doesn't come back with N'Zoth. You don't
I
really
mean,
play
I
it
like
on 4.
it. Yeah. I like it as like if you don't want to be running death battles, right? So if you're running a Druid deck with Undertaker, right, or whatever you're doing that you don't want the death rattle, then you run Hecklebot. But I think Death Lord again.
You
is
probably
just,
still just run Dirty Rat, right?
It's going in my Void Contract deck.
Okay.
I give it 2. You guys on 1-star train or 2?
2 is fine.
I give it 2 because it's going to be good in Tundra.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
It's not a 1, it's a 2.
I think it's a 2. All right, we have Unseen Saboteur, 6 mana, 5/6 battle cry. Your opponent casts a spell from their hand. Targets chosen randomly. I don't think this card's that good.
No, it's fun though.
It is very fun.
I mean, if we're in a Mechathune meta, I can imagine my opponents like cheated out Mal'Ganis's and Void Lords. I play this, they cast their Cataclysm, I win the game.
Sure.
Yep. I think there's going to be those spots where that happens, but there's so many times where you're playing against like odd Paladin and you just, I don't know.
Yeah, you do nothing.
The body is really shitty, right? That's like the problem with guys.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
And it's 6
the
mana.
big thing is this is your turn, right? Where you need to play this for your turn. You don't have anything else you're doing. You need to win the game on the spot with this card like Geist does. It gets rid of Jade Idols or whatever. You need to use that as a tech for this. So you need to be able to hit the Cataclysm or whatever, which means that this is only going to really be good in a sideboard format. And then being in a sideboard format, your deck lists are going to be open. So your opponent's going to keep a bunch of extra spells in their hand, which makes them play a little bit differently, which it probably makes it actually optimal now for you to hold the coin in a lot of these matchups, just so that this could potentially be an option to get pulled.
Oh yeah, I'm always going to make them cast the coin. That's what's going to happen to me every single time I play this.
We're going to have so many games where this plays Myra's for your opponent. So many times.
I mean, I think my only logic is like if you're playing Arena deck, you run this like in combination with Dirty Rat, right? So you're guaranteed, because like sometimes you like draw 20 cards and your Dirty Rat's bottom 10, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe you run this in addition, but I don't think it's a solid, like, great card on its own.
I'm gonna give it a
feels
2.
like a specialist
I
card.
agree.
I'll give it a 2.
2.
Beep, 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 pew. All right, Archmage Vargoth, card we got today, 4 mana, 2/6. At the end of your turn, cast a spell you've cast this turn. Targets chosen randomly.
This card's really good in Druid, by the way.
Yeah, it's also pretty good in Mind Blast Priest.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be good in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like you just got to find the cool things. Right?
Yeah, it's got good stats, and it's a 4 mana minion, which is pretty good.
Yeah, you can combine it with a lot of different things.
I give it a 3.
It turns out spells, are balanced around being cast once, and so when you cast them twice, they're pretty good.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. This is I'll give it a 3 and
I give it a half. 3. Yeah. It's just a solid card. I think. I don't think it's anything broken. It's just really good. Yeah.
It's just a good card. All right, we have Big Bad Archmage, 10 mana, 6/6. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6-cost minion.
It is
big bad garbage.
Yep. Next card, Big Bad next card. 7 mana, we have Chef Nomi, 7 mana, 6/6, Battle Cry. If your deck is empty, summon 6/6 Grease Fire Elementals.
I mean, everybody talks about the Myra's thing, but I feel like the Myra's thing we'd rather just draw burst damage, right, and kill him.
I mean, the whole point of Myra's is to kill him on turn 5, turn 6, right? Not play this on 7 and win on 8.
I give it a 1.
Yeah. There's going to be times where someone's going to win because they know you, and you're going to be annoyed by that, but it's not going to happen that much.
I mean, I think this is better fatigue tech than the other legendary card that everybody's hype about.
Oh, yeah.
The 7/7 thing?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Donuts.
I think it's a 1.
1, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have Hench Clan Hag, 4 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry, summon 2 1/1 amalgams with all minion types.
I think this is okay. This is better than just garbage because the 1/1s can curve into Ziliax.
Yeah.
I guess. But that's about it. That's the best good news I can say about this card.
The art on the amalgams are cool.
I mean,
3 bodies for 4, but a lot of these cards are just like arena cards, right?
This is an arena card.
This is really solid in standard. I think this is a really good card in standard.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know. I think a 4 mana 5/5 is too fair in wild. Like, as good as a 4 mana 5/5 is, I think it's too fair.
I'm giving it a 1.
I'm with you. 1.
Yeah, 1.
Yep.
Beep. All right. Archivist Elysiana, 8 mana, 7/7. Battlecry, discover 5 cards, replace your deck with 2 copies of each.
Everybody's hype about this. I am not.
I think
No.
it's hot
No.
garbage.
Yeah.
I liked, so I was talking with Slizzle, and he read this as Battlecry, replace your deck with an arena deck.
I mean, basically, yeah.
Sure.
No, so that's literally what the card read initially. They wanted the card to be Battlecry, replace your deck with a new deck that you draft. They wanted it to be that. That's what if you look at, I think it's Peter Whalen's tweets, that was their initial thing. But then they said, oh wait, drafting a
forever.
deck takes too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be
People
funny.
are actually like really concerned about this card in Specialist, and I'm just like, I don't see.
So I think that's more or less coming from the perspective of people just being so pissed off with the Specialist format taking so long.
Sure.
Because one of the hosts of my podcast on Well Met, they went through and they actually calculated how long some of these rounds are taking. Like they went through the messages in the Discord for the Wild Specialist Open for the Masters qualifiers. And he went through and said, all right, so these rounds are taking on average between 90 and 120 minutes. And it's
Whoa.
like,
And you're
Yeah,
playing
so-
7 rounds, right?
and you're playing 7 rounds and
It's plus the
Best
top
of
8.
3?
Oh shit.
yeah, plus top 8. So like it's taking upwards of 10 to 12 hours to
Weeks.
do an 8-round event.
That makes no sense. So yeah, everyone talks about this card though as like some like this just ultimately counters every fatigue deck, and I'm just like, well, I don't think people are going to be playing like control decks without a win condition.
Well, I mean, okay. For the argument that's being made in chat, right? The fatigue, right? Why do you run a shitty card in your deck that puts more shitty cards in your deck? When you can run Brand Banker Zola, which is the like infinite fatigue.
Sure.
Plus, they're not bad cards. So I don't understand the
Yeah.
whole fatigue scenario that like this card's shit.
But you could go Archivist into Reform and then put less shitty cards in your
Oh,
deck.
man, the hot tech.
Or we could just not put shitty cards in our deck to begin
That's
with.
true. That's also an option. I could just kill my opponent rather than try to.
Oh, wait, you could just win? Oh, man, what a 1-star.
Yeah.
One.
Oh,
All right.
The art's really cool. The art's like,
The art is actually amazing. Oops, did I just skip that? Fuck. Well, there we go. We have Barista Lincoln? Whatever. 5 mana, 4/5, Battlecry. Add a copy of each other Battlecry minion to your hand.
Okay.
I don't think this card is good. I think this card is the replacement in Standard for Zola because Zola is rotating.
Yeah.
This is a cool card. This is a cool card.
It is cool.
It is a cool
It's
card.
expensive.
It is a cool card. I just think this is Zola in Standard for. I mean, you can have a little bit of additional upside, but it's much more expensive. I just think that this is the replacement for value decks in Standard instead
If I
of
get
Zola.
some Thorson ticks going, I'm gonna play like 8 Renos in a game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sweet.
If you played 8 Renos and you still haven't won the game, okay.
Well, the point of my deck isn't to win the game; it's to
Yeah.
play 8 Renos.
Yeah. It's called 8 Renos for a reason. I give it a 2. I think the card's cool. I don't think it's good,
It is
but I'm going to
cool.
give it
It's
a
got
2.
If you
I mean,
just
I
get
can
too
imagine
hard
it.
with it, it's probably fine, right?
Yeah. I can imagine it in like Elementally Shaman, right? Where every
Sure.
card you're playing has a battle cry and you just get a shit ton of value off of it, but you're also playing Elemental Shaman then. And,
Well, actually, on TAC, I actually compared it to the 5 mana 4/5 Elemental. Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's way
Yeah.
better than that, I think.
Basically, that. Yeah.
But yeah.
Sweet.
Anyways, this card's a 1-in. Wow.
We have 7 mana, Exotic Mount Seller, 5/8 minion. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 3-cost beast.
How good are beasts? Probably.
I
not that
actually
good
looked
for
at this.
three
It's
costs.
actually not bad.
They're better than 1/1s that you get off of the whatchamacallit.
Ram Wrangler?
The
Ram Wrangler.
4-mana 3/5 that's never seen play again. Pilot Teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
But
it's
it's
kind
also
of that
7
effect,
mana.
right? But it's more expensive to start, and you probably don't get that many. But I
Get
mean,
Flappy
dude, imagine
Bird?
playing this in like a Druid deck with a bunch of 0-cost spells, filling up
Yeah.
your board.
I'd
I mean, I
rather
was
just
looking
play
at
that
it.
to cycle my Mechathune.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. The 3-cost beasts are actually not that bad. Like I was looking through this the other day or yesterday, and there's actually a lot of pretty good beasts.
You can get
for
Mukla.
3 mana. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mukla. There's, I mean, all the class 3 drops. There's a lot of really good class 3 drops.
I think the worst one's probably Owl. Owl's probably the lowest. I mean, because
Owl and Patriarch and
Patriarch's not even bad because it gives you a taunt, right?
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
just
it's
don't
like-
see the deck that plays this. I think is my thing.
Yeah. It happens pretty late, right? You're doing a bunch of token generation on like turn 9. It's a little late for that.
Does this go
I mean,
into our
it goes-
miracle, the Dragon Soul Priest deck?
No, you have good cards. Like Lyra.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
So,
think it's
Yeah,
bad.
mostly you're getting 3
Or
3s, 3 4s, 2 5s. Yeah.
Well, I think as soon as we put Dragon Soul in the deck, I think
it's already bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's already bad.
It's true. But once we get those oils, all right. So bad card.
True.
Yeah.
All right,
pretty
bad card. All right, we have Potion Mender, 1 mana, 1/1, battle cry, restore 2 health to all friendly characters.
Dude, this card popped off in the reveal stream.
Yeah, it did.
I
It was really
good.
I don't think it'll ever be that good.
Never again. Never again.
I mean, yeah, when you think about it with Priest, right? You instantly think, okay, if I can draw like 5 cards with this, that's
Yeah.
freaking good.
I mean, I think Priest and Druid are probably the only classes you'll see this in, right?
Maybe you see it in Warlock if you're trying to run heal Warlock, but that's not an actual thing.
Yeah. Well, the Happy Cool rotates, right?
But we have Happy Cool.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't
if
rotate
you wanna-
better for us.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
For us, I think that's the most realistic zoo package to run.
Is it though?
if
I
you
think
ever-
the Demon Pack is not bad.
Well, the demon pack, it's that or the demon package that they're fighting together, and then why not both at certain points?
Yeah, I don't know. Them are playing
Yeah.
again.
This is
but-
not
I don't
really a
like-
deck.
Yeah. So yeah. As soon as you start talking about zoo, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. I don't think it's good.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Moving on.
It just probably doesn't have a place right now in
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right, we have Dalaran Librarian, 2 mana, 2/3, battle cry, silence adjacent minions.
I am
Remember
all
we were
aboard
playing
that.
Handlock back in the old days, and then you had the 2 Ancient Watchers, and you put the taunts on it just so they
Yeah.
taunted? This is better than that.
Yeah. And it's a dude. I think
Well,
the card's
in
all right.
Wild, we still got like
you don't.
eerie
You, first of all, you don't know
statues
what
and
the
all sorts
dude.
of stuff.
That could be a girl. All right, don't
Hey,
assume.
a girl can be a
Hold up.
dude. Dude is
Look,
not like
Everyone
gender
knows all
inclusive.
librarians are hot women.
Yeah.
That's
You're
true.
Dalaran's
that
got
is
the
a
hottest librarians.
fact.
I think this card could be all right.
No, I think if the Silence Priest is a thing, this is one of the reasons why, right?
Yeah, I think this like
Yeah.
again. Yeah, if Silence Priest is good, this is the reason why.
I'll give it a 2.
Sure.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is very good.
Oh.
Let me see what I put it in my card review yesterday. What is this? The Librarian?
Yeah, librarian.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Damn.
I guess I have to go-
Okay, so 4 out of 5. That's
So
a
I got to go up to a
3.5.
3. Yeah.
So it's a 3.5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going back down to a 1 then.
Dude, I'm putting. You know what I'm putting in my Silence Priest with this? I'm putting that freaking Ice Howl guy in there.
A lot
Oh,
of game
man.
losses.
10-10. He can hit your face.
All right. Next card. We have Arcane Watcher, 3 mana, 5/6. Can't attack unless you have spell damage.
So this goes in your Silence Priest, and you
Or
have
if I
Ellen's
silence
Chosen.
it, Yeah.
And you're odd shaman.
Oh, Villain's Chosen! Yo, Villain's
makes
Chosen!
it Busted.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa.
But then you're running the Inner Fire package, and I don't like running Inner Fire and Silence because they don't work well together.
I mean, somehow you don't even need to run Inner Fire. You can just run Velens because it's a big butt.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but
Mind
Villains
Blast.
itself doesn't. I mean, Villains doesn't really synergize with it well, right? Because on a lot of minions, right, you'll stick them down, and then it'll be like, all right, this is turn 3. I want to play Villains on this, but I'm going to silence it on turn 4 and attack with it.
yeah,
That's the issue
true.
that I run into.
I mean, I think you can do both.
You just play
But,
odd
I
shaman.
also, that's what I'm saying. Odd Shaman gets a buff with this card.
Yeah.
Yep.
One day we'll see an odd shaman deck that'll be gross. They have some good
Maybe
spell
just roll a
damage
spell card down.
cards. It's gonna be amazing. When you have
So-
6 totems, let's go.
So you can play this on 3, and then that new 4 mana Silence it and summon a copy thing on 4,
Yeah.
right? That's pretty sick card.
Mhm.
That's icky.
Yeah.
Now you have 4 big boys, right? Double Arcane Watcher, double Razor Leaf.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah,
I think so.
sure.
I'm still sticking with the 1, but
Sure, whatever makes you happy. All right, we have Soldier of Fortune, 4 mana, 5/6 elemental. Whenever this minion attacks, give your opponent a coin.
Meh.
I
I
give
mean,
it.
it's better than the Hoarding Dragon because at least I know that I'm attacking when I'm giving you coins. right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Like
Still
I'm
get a
actually
one.
dealing 5 damage, and then I'm giving you a coin. The Hoarding Dragons, like I play it, and they kill it sometimes, and then. I mean, it's not like I play it in Wild. It happens in Arena, but you know.
Yeah. I think it's more of an arena card.
It's an
but
arena card.
maybe
It's an
maybe
arena
there's some synergy with milling where like you fill up your you can give your opponent extra cards, and coins are much
Sure.
worse than the actual cards in their deck. But you're
Oh
on
my
a
God, I
pipe dream.
attack with this, and then I play the dude that makes you cast a spell. Then you just cast the coin, and it didn't even matter.
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah,
Basically,
200
I mean,
IQ.
what can go wrong when you give your opponent a bunch of innervates? It's awesome. All right, next we have Proud Defender, 4 mana, 2/6 taunt, has 2 attack while you have no other minions.
Okay.
People are hype on this. I'm not seeing it.
It's an arena
in
card.
the Discord.
It's an arena card. It's not good. This
I
is
don't
like
think Lone Champion
Tar
is a good
Creeper's
arena.
much better. Tar Creeper's much better,
About
and
to
no
say,
one
yeah, Tar
runs
Creeper.
Tar Creeper. No
Yeah.
one runs Tar Creeper.
4
to
mana
just
is tough.
really begin with.
4 mana is a hard spot to contest with.
Yeah. I guess I just wanted to make the point that people were talking about it maybe in
Maybe you
Vanilla.
played in Druid. Hold on a second. Maybe you play this in Druid if because this is better off of Oaken Summons than the Ironwood Golem.
I mean, but we're also now running Hecklebot, which is better, right? Because of the 3/8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, but if Hecklebot didn't exist, or you didn't, let's say you didn't want to run Hecklebot because like the effect when
scared
you
of the
play it from
downside.
hands, you're afraid of the downside. I think this one is run over Oaken Summons, but
Well, and
Or
you're
the
running Arcade
Ironwood Golem.
Gargoth now too, right? So it's pretty. That spot is getting a little crowded.
yeah, it's getting contested.
I still don't like it.
I'm not sold. 1.
1.
Sure.
One.
All right, Mana Reservoir, 2 mana, 0/6 elemental, spell damage +1.
I'm
Nope.
1. Yeah.
One.
Yeah. All right. Magic Carpet, 3 mana, 1/6. After you play a 1-cost minion, give it 1 attack and rush.
I'm actually kind of excited about this.
I
card.
like
This
this
is
card.
Yeah.
Like we run Hobgoblins and we run
Yeah.
Magic Carpets and then a bunch of 0 and 1 cost cards.
And,
I can
and
see the
Nice.
deck already.
then you win.
And then you-
Does Hobgoblin go off before this effect goes off? Because I could see it ruining Hobgoblin if you get the +1 attack and rush before, because then it just doesn't affect you.
Well, I think it's the order that they're like the Hobgoblin and Carpet are played, right? So
So if you play the Hobgoblin second after the carpet, you don't get the
don't have a
Hobgoblin buff? Yikes. I'm scared of that.
I mean, but the whole problem with Hobgoblin decks is drawing
bad.
a Hobgoblin.
Sure.
Well, no. The
And
Hobgoblin,
then
when
the deck's
Hobgoblin
sucking
pops
when
off,
it
it's
doesn't.
nuts.
Yeah, when you don't
It
have
just
it.
sucks when you don't draw the Hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Now you have 4 Hobgoblins. So
And maybe they don't just synergize with each other, which is fine because you're running 4. Okay,
Yeah.
I get that.
It's okay.
and the point is you get 1 or 2 of them and you win the game before you play all 4, right? So
Quest Hunter got a buff.
There you go. Hell yeah.
What do you guys give this?
I give it a 2. I think
2.
it's got.
I'll
I
give
give
it
it a 2.
I'll
does
give it
fun-
a 2 after this talk.
All right, we have Mad Summoner, 6 mana, 4/4, Battlecry. Fill each player's board with 1/1 imps.
I got a sick OTK for you. You ready?
I'm in.
Uh-oh.
All right. You get 1 Emperor Thoris take. All you need is 1 on 3 combo pieces, right? Total combo is, I believe, I guess. Well, you need 2. The combo is 12 mana. Okay.
Okay.
So you have Unlicensed Apothecary, right? So this is
Okay.
a 3 mana 5/5. You take 5 damage every time you summon a minion, right? You play it, and then you treachery it over to your opponent,
Uh-huh.
okay? And then you play a Mad Summoner, and they lose the game.
And then they kill you because they're Zoo, and they've already had
No.
5 spots filled on
Yeah,
their board.
it does
No.
30 damage, and you win the game, right?
Yeah.
You twist
No,
the
'cause
Nether into
it-
Doomsayer, you twist the Nether into Doomsayer, and then you pop off the next turn. Easy.
Yeah.
They
That
have to
seems
have an
easy to
empty
me.
board with that, though.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen day 1. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Well-
it'll be the highlight of that Trollden episode.
But I mean, if you've got your Thorson ticks on, you just defile that turn, clear their board, and then you do this because it defiles 1, right? This is
Yeah,
5.
exactly.
treacheries,
Defiles always
1.
twist the Nether, right?
Yeah, easy. This is easy. This happens
Yeah.
every game.
See, it's and another thing people are talking about is it's good against Big Priest.
That's true. Anytime you can
Well,
mess with big priest stuff,
You have to make sure you kill the imps because you play this on curve, and then they psychic scream you, and then you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, they give you the imps. Yeah.
Although then you get a draw.
Although
I mean,
then you win through fatigue.
Yeah. You win through fatigue,
Right?
and you're drawing gas. Who doesn't want a 1/1 for 1?
Yeah.
That's some stats.
What I
And then
actually
you
think
play
this
then you
is-
play Rafam and you win.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm
God damn
Hagatha,
it.
I'm all about it. Give me those.
Yeah,
one-ones.
give me those 1/1s. Otherwise, I don't think the card's that good.
Well, hold on.
It's not.
I think an under. I don't want to say value, but like a under talked about kind of aspect to this card is it also ruins your opponent's Gul'dan.
It's good with Brawl.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. They're imps. Yeah, they're demons.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good tech
I'm not
card.
sure.
Oh wow, this will be a very good tech card against just generally Warlock.
Warlock, yeah.
Yeah.
Because in their Gul'dan, they have to high roll the Void Lord Mal'Ganis, right? I mean, if you high roll the Mal'Ganis with the imps, then they're kind of scary. But
That's really gross. Mortal Coil and Amp and then throw down Mal'Ganis
I mean,
and
to
win.
be fair though, those are the worst demons you can possibly get because like they would have 3/5s with taunts otherwise. Like, I would prefer 3/3s to 3/5 with taunts.
like, I think if we're playing in a meta that's 90% Warlock, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a very viable tech.
Yeah.
I give it 2.
Like everybody's talking about Big Priest. I think this is legitimately like anti Gul'dan tech more than Big Priest tech.
I'll give it a 2.
Sure.
Mouth gives it a 4.
I'll give it a 2.
Sunreaver War Mage, 5 mana, 4/4 Battlecry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, deal 4 damage.
I love this card.
I
Me
mean,
too.
that's really good when it happens.
This card goes face. I'm happy.
Yeah.
about that.
Let's go face.
This so I think I've heard a lot of people talking about using this in Druid, and I don't have that much experience using it in Druid. I want to see this being used in Mage, where you go and you play a face deck with Mage, and then you play Firelands Portal and this card
Yeah.
as extra burn, or being
I
able
mean-
to deal with other things on the board. Like, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, so Burn Mage, yeah. I think also just like big spell mage. Yeah.
hmm
And then the reason I think people are really hyped about this in Druid is because ever since Nourish got nerfed, Druid just like literally hero power passes on 90% of the time.
Yep.
Right?
hmm
And this gives you something to do. Plus, you have really, really good spells that cost 5 or more, right?
Yep.
That you
Yeah.
kind of want in your hand because you want Plague, you want Nourish, you want UI, right? So
hmm
I really like this card in Druid. I like this card in Big Spell Mage. I didn't think about it in Face Mage, but
Well, it doesn't.
I can
The
see
one
it.
problem is it doesn't do the thing that Arcane Tyrant does, which is allow you to UI and then dump a card
then
so you
do
don't
it.
overdraw. But
I
it's
mean-
still the payoff is really sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
dealing 4 damage to something and putting 4/4 into play, that's good.
why
Yeah.
why don't we like a super tempo Jade Druid with this and Tyrants maybe?
Sure.
Sure, I can see it.
I don't know.
I'm not.
Maybe
I'm not
play
opposed.
Kaliseth in that deck,
And you could do like the
Dude, I'm all about
odd
the
big
Kaliseth.
mage thing
and
too.
then start playing some spiteful stuff. Like this goes in spiteful Druid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Spiteful
no,
Druid.
you don't want to be holding the spell though.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you
When
always
draw the
accidentally
spell,
draw it.
I mean,
but-
you,
You
you
don't want to,
ultimately
but you
do
will be.
draw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got
You will
another
now.
spell for that. We got that stupid 8 drop. So now
Yeah,
we
now
have
we
3
got the
spells.
Right.
We have the 8
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah. What do you, Danny? What do you give this?
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
hopefully optimistic with this.
I'm a 3 train. I love
Yeah,
this
me
card.
too.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a good card.
Solid
Next
card.
Areno, we have Sunreaver Spy, 2 mana, 2/3 Battlecry. If you control a secret, gain +1/+1.
Ah! This card is so scary.
Well, yeah, Secret Paladin's gonna play a Secret on 1 and play this on 2, and it's gonna suck, right?
Every deck that plays secrets is gonna play this.
Sure.
It's
Dude,
actually
this is
all right
neutral
against-
totem golem.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's-
say neutral, but it's not really neutral. But
It's even good
Oh,
against or in Aggro Mage.
If you really want to, you can even play it in Rogue.
Yeah.
I think this is
But
good in Paladin, and I think it's like really good in Aggro Mage. I think it's
Yeah.
really good in Aggro Mage because
It's even fine in Hunter for tempo. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be good enough to make the final cut of the list for Hunter, but I think it probably tries to fit in it.
Yeah.
What do you-
Anytime you can run a totem golem in your deck, you run the totem golem.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. With
What do you guys
no
give it?
overload? Thank you. Yes, please.
I'm
Danny.
down. I like it.
Oh, this is a 4.
Meowth. 4
4.
Dills.
Yep.
Same. Totem Golem's a good card. All right, we have Safeguard, 6 mana, 4/5 mech with taunt. Death Rattle, summon a 0/5 Vault Safe with taunt.
Have we seen the artwork for Vault Safe? Is it some guy on a pole jumping over a safe?
I see what you did there. I think it's
I feel like it's slightly overcosted, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
I think
has
it's
to be
bad.
every constant because mechs, right? And every
That's
mech
true,
has-
yeah.
Oh,
But it's, I mean,
is
it's a
the-
lot of health to taunt for freaking 10.
I mean,
health to taunt.
it's Belcher. You have Belcher. Why are we running this over Belcher?
Is
We're
Vault
not.
Safe a mech?
I would assume
I
so.
think so.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the only
nuts
time
until- But
yeah, this is that's the only time where you're trying to mechanic it or a magnetic it rather. That's the only time this is good. I would
Question.
prefer to play Belcher.
question: do we ever take mid-range hunter from like hyper smork to like mid-range? Because like this for like 4 mana is pretty nuts. Protect your minions that are already hitting phase. And you have like war gears, you have Ziliax, like you have the replicating menaces.
Can
Like, do
you?
we
I
ever
mean,
take mid hunter? You have
so
the
if
Earth
you
Savant now.
if you do that, right, this starts fitting in with the Hunter Legendary, right? If you pull this out and then just summon an extra taunt, like, then you can really
Maybe.
start protecting it. Like maybe the direction that Hunter starts going in with their mechs is mid range, and
Mhm.
this probably sees play in that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but
'cause, I mean, you
probably
can-
strong.
You can galvanize a mech warper and it's cheaper, and then it's probably worth it.
Yeah.
5 mana, 4 mana, whatever.
Still doesn't seem good.
I mean,
Still
outside
seems
of
bad.
like,
You're right.
outside
Yeah.
like outside of mech decks, you're not running this card, right?
I'm still
Yeah.
giving it a
But,
one.
Yeah.
Man, when you make that vault safe a 3/5 with
Mm.
Metal Tooth Leaper, oh my
Mm.
god. Watch out.
Yeah, next card. We have Toxfin, 1 mana, 1/2 Murloc. Give a friendly Murloc poisonous. I
This
think this
card's
card's
a 4.
very good.
Whoa, baby.
I give it
Yeah.
a 4.
This is like Razor
Yep.
Maw if it always like high rolled.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I love it. This card's so good.
And you can play it on one too, which is always good. That's an issue you run into a lot with Murloc decks,
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, I can play a turn 2 thing, but I don't have a 1.
I think
good
this
card.
card is just nuts though.
Yeah, I think it's very
I give it a
strong.
4.
Same. Sweet. Whirlwind Tempest, 8 mana, 6/6 elemental. Your minions of Wind Fury have Mega Wind Fury.
This is such a cool card art.
It is
Such a
so
bad card.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it
So
was.
you gotta like have a minion
good.
already on board with Wind Fury, and now you're like Mega Wind Fury, but that's
Well, so you
that
now
happened.
Wind Fury that Lich King, and then you just
So-
play this
so you
with
know-
your even shaman.
Yeah.
So you know that jackass that always runs Wind Fury and Even Shaman? They're
Everyone-
running this in there now.
Yeah, no, that's true. If
Dude,
you get
everyone
one
won.
giant to live, play that
Everyone
on the
runs
giant.
Wind Fury and Shaman now.
Yeah,
It's
Just so
everyone.
Yeah.
bad.
because
Ugh.
eventually one of the giant sticks or the 7/7 sticks or something sticks, right?
Yeah. And then they hit you for 28.
But in the meantime, that card's stuck in your hand for like
Yeah.
the first 7 cards. When it could be
Yeah,
a good
no, it's a
card.
dead card forever until it's not.
Yeah. Which is why Even Shaman's bad now.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, I mean-
I don't think this card ever sees play. By the way,
No,
Unless-
if you
No.
get this
You
on a
find it
giant,
super
though, it is
mean.
32 damage, right? So
Well, it's gonna happen to all of us one time where the fucking
course.
guy kills
Yeah,
us with
of
a
course.
Mega
That,
Wind
that
Fury
will
8/8.
happen.
And we're gonna be
he's
like,
gonna
all right,
emote the shit out of you.
you did the thing. It was cool. Good job. And then you slow clap and go to the next game.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
All right. Violet Warden, 6 mana, 4/7 taunt, spell damage +1.
Dude, poor Archmage got power creeped. Feels
Yeah,
bad.
man.
Yeah.
Is he 6 mana? Or I thought it was 5.
He's a 6
Yeah,
mana,
he's 6 mana, 4/7,
4/7.
exact same card.
Oh, wow.
Just with
I
taunt.
think though you don't want taunt on this minion.
Probably
right?
not.
So it's bad. It got worse.
True.
That's actually
Not direct power creep.
yeah, direct bad though.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good.
No, bad
Sweet.
card.
Violet Spell Sword, 4 mana, 1/6 battle cry, gain 1 attack for each spell in your hand.
Next,
Nope.
Cool.
No.
All right, Underbelly Ooze, 7 mana, 3/5. After this minion survives damage, summon a copy of it.
this is Grim Patron, but bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big expensive Grim Patron.
Sweet. Next card.
It doesn't even like it summons a worse copy of it too.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right, we have Tunnel Blaster, 7 mana, 3/7. Taunt, Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to all minions.
So it's not as bad as the other bad cards, but it's still pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the
I'm gonna
bad
agree
card
with that
scale.
one. I think this might actually be okay because, like,
Like if you get this off of Stonehill, you're not terribly mad,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
yeah,
but
you're
it's
not
still pretty
running. Is there any control deck that has a hard issue with clearing boards? Maybe Rogue. Rogue is Vanish.
Why
I
are we
mean,
also
but-
running a 7-mana card in Rogue?
I
Chillmaw
don't
never
know.
really saw real play, right? And
Yeah.
this is basically Chillmaw.
Well, Chillmaw also had a conditional.
Well, chill mod you'd get because you'd get dragon stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you'd get it for free. Like
No,
it get
for
created.
stuff, yeah.
But
Maybe Paladin.
No,
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
put it in my list.
I don't think so.
I'm not
Yeah,
running
I think we have to. If you have to reach that hard, it's bad.
this.
All right,
Yep.
we have Spellbook Binder, 2 mana, 3/2 Battle Cry. If you have spell damage, draw a card.
I actually think this is like a really good arena card, and like
It is.
maybe it goes in that like spell damage, miracle, mage style
Mhm.
salad deck.
Yeah.
Card draw,
I mean, it's-
card draw's OP, and you're gonna be running spell damage in that deck. So
Yeah. And it's a 2 mana 3/2 at its worst. So
I think it's not bad.
like
It's just
it-
not a constructed level card, really.
yeah, I mean it's still a 1,
Yeah,
but it's again
close
it's
to
like
a 2.
1.1
Yeah.
instead of like -4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's not a 0, is what we're
Yeah.
saying. Okay. Recurring Villain, 5 mana, 3/6 Death Rattle. If this minion has 4 or more attack, resummon it.
This is a nuts card because
Yeah,
you can
it's
play
really
with
easy to do,
Undertaker.
isn't it?
no, you can't.
You-
No, you can't. The resummon doesn't keep the battle cry.
It's Death Rattle.
Well, I'm saying like that the
It doesn't
Undertaker
keep
battle
the
cry.
buff, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so like if you play
Wait, what?
if you play Undertaker with like a Hadronox battle cry, right?
Mhm.
When this goes off, right, it doesn't have the Hadronox battle cry because you're not shuffling a copy of it. The whole reason Undertaker works is like if you shuffle a copy of it into your deck.
Well, when
Oh.
it comes back, the battle card doesn't go off again. So the
Yeah,
second
it's just an
it
8/5. It's just an
dies, yeah.
8/5.
Oh, just an 8/5. All right. Never
But
mind.
still, a 5 mana. It's not hard to make this a 4/6, and then it's
Hand buff
a 5
Paladin.
mana guy that
I'm
comes
in.
back.
Well, because the question is, are you running this in hand buff Paladin?
Nope, not a
over
chance.
Doppel. Yeah.
No.
Not a chance. There's no way it fits.
But I think in arena you're going to see a ton of this stuff. It's going to be really friggin'
Yeah.
annoying because you're going to have to kill this thing twice.
I mean, I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool
cool
card. I think it's bad, but it's
Yeah.
cool. I like the idea. All right, we
Yeah.
have Portal Overfiend, 6 mana, 5/6 Demon, Battlecry. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck. When drawn, summon a 2/2 Demon with Rush.
So this goes into the plot twist deck.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
the problem is you're still paying 6 mana for a 5/6. And
Yeah.
it doesn't rush itself or do anything. I mean,
Well, so the big problem with this card in Wild is it doesn't
Physical
surprise a
ban.
Void Caller. So it makes
yeah.
bad.
It doesn't
What
charge
will
your
it-
face or summon a bunch of 1/3s or
Yeah.
not powerful enough.
It's cute, but
Sure.
Yeah.
next card. Portal Keeper, 4 mana, 5/2 Battlecry.
What?
Shuffle 3 portals into your deck. When drawn, summon a 2/2 Demon with Rush.
This is the worst one of the two.
Get out of my face, Keeper.
That is some strong health. All right, next card. Heroic Innkeeper, 8 mana, 4/4 Battlecry and Taunt. Taunt and then Battlecry. Gain +2/+2 for each other friendly minion.
This is like
Win
Crosswolf
more.
Warlord. but
Yeah. More expensive and gets bigger, and it has taunt.
Does have
but
taunt.
the Hoot Hoot,
But it's
it no longer has taunt.
it's even cost, so I can't make double 1/1s and then play this, which is the real reason why Frostwolf Warlord ever saw play, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Not heroic
It's not
enough.
very heroic. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, we have Hinch Clan Sneak, 3 mana, 3/3 Stealth.
That this is just a worse
Yeah.
card than Shade, right? So
Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't even grow.
It's
What's
just
up with
bad. Oh no, why does this go here? Flight Master, 3 mana, 3/4 Battlecry. Summon a 2/2 Griffin for each player.
So this is the
This is your
big
big
priest
priest
counter.
yeah.
Yeah, this is your big priest counter. But
Much
I
better
mean,
than full board.
you can also play that 1-drop, right? You can play the 1-drop that summons things to your
The Gravel
opponent.
Stout Knight.
Well, this
Yeah.
also, but the thing is, like that was kind of like anti-tempo because you gave your opponent a 1-drop. Here, you're also getting it.
Yeah.
So this is a
Yeah,
3
that's
mana.
fair.
This is a 3 mana 5/6, which is nuts, right?
Yeah.
3 mana 5/6, and then, I mean, they get the 2/2 to have
But
initiative.
if
with.
like imagine if you're playing like Odd Rogue or something and you play this and then you just have a 2 damage.
That's actually,
dagger.
that's
yeah,
actually
I
not
think
bad.
this card's nuts. I think this card's really good. I think
Yeah, this is fairly strong.
if you want to play Odd Rogue again for whatever reason, right? I mean, Odd Rogue. Let's say Odd Paladin, right? And you really hate big priest, you run Flight Master, you run the Marsh Drake,
Yeah.
right?
But you know, a
And
lot of
you're
times in Odd Rogue, I was playing cards on like if I didn't have Hinge Clan Thug, the other 3 drops I had were kind of garbage, right?
Yeah, I had like resorted back to Vicious Fledgling, which is not very good.
Yeah, fledglings and friggin' foxes or whatever, and like this is
Yeah.
just better. This is
This is,
better.
this is a 5/6, like just pure stats is nuts,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's very
So,
good. What do you give it, Danny?
I'll give it a 2.5.
What about you, Meowth?
I'm gonna give it a 2 or a 3. I think this card's good.
I'm gonna give
Yeah,
it a 3.
I'm
really
gonna
good.
say a 3 because I think it has a place in specialist format, like you said, to counter Big Priest, and also it has a deck that kind of already is ready for it.
Yeah, I dig it. All right, we have Faceless Rager, because we need a Rager every set. 3 mana, 5/1 minion, Battlecry, copy a friendly minion's health.
This is the best Ranger we've gotten.
Yeah.
This is the
This
best
is
Ranger we
By
got.
by far the
by
best
far.
Ranger. Yeah,
And it's got the best art. So,
sure.
Magma Rage.
I'm afraid of Corridor Creeper with this, a 5/5.
Oh shit. Yeah.
yeah?
I mean, I was thinking about this.
2/5 and a 3 mana 5/5. Yeah.
Yeah, because this goes into Odd Paladin.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
does it though? Wait. Does it go in Odd Paladin? Like,
With the
So if you can
that
play this,
specific
if you can
combo.
play this as a 3 mana 5/3,
do you run
this is
it?
worth it.
Is it though?
Yes. So I think you play it as a 3 mana 5/3.
I don't like this in Odd Paladin because on curve it's pretty crap. How are you getting 3 health? Like a Dire Maul on 1?
Yeah, on curve it does suck. You're right, but
Well,
I mean,
so there's Dire Maul, but you also have that. You have to. It would be a later drop. That's true. You can't curve out, and curving it out as a Magma Rager sucks.
I think though
Yeah.
probably the priest deck is the most logical place for this, right? Because
Yeah, but then it comes to the whole thing of like, do you want to silence the health? Probably not.
well, no, you silence something else, and then you play this as just
And then you
another big
play
minion,
this, yeah.
right? Because if this is like a 3/7 or a 3/8 or whatever,
I think
like,
it's
pretty
interesting.
solid.
In Standard, I think it's goes in that silence priest. I don't know if you have
Yeah.
slots for it in Wild, but yeah, it's got potential. I think.
Yeah, the problem is in Wild you probably have because in Standard you don't have things like the Razor,
The
whatever
Razor
the
Leaf.
giant leaf thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2 stars.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
I
in
agree.
Wild it's 1. I think in Wild it's a 1, but it's the best Rager confirmed.
Definitely. All right. Eccentric Scribe, 6 mana, 6/4, Death Rattle, summon 4/1/1 Vengeful Scrolls.
So this is like neutral high main, which is not good
Sure.
enough for Wild.
Yep.
So.
Seems bad. All
It's
right.
really
I
good
mean,
reading card though. You're gonna
is-
pick
I
is
that.
mean,
there
I think
any
it's
tempo-
actually really good in Standard too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
main,
it's a standard deck.
but
Yeah.
not good in Wild.
So we have Dalaran Crusader, 5 mana, 5/4 Divine Shield.
Nah.
All right,
Arena.
get my Divine Shield quest done even faster.
Yeah. Next. Burly Shovel Fist, 9 mana, 9/9 Rush.
Arena card.
Yep.
Yep, bad. Azurite Elemental, 5 mana, 2/7. At the start of your turn, gain spell damage +2.
this
So
is
how
another one
does
of those
this work?
Odd Shaman. I mean, it stacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Like,
it
next- you
stacks,
play it
then
as-
it's different.
The problem with this card is it doesn't have spell damage the turn you play, right? That's the problem with this card. You play it as a 5 mana 2/7, and then it goes 2 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage. And if you keep it alive, it gets nuts in Odd Shaman, right?
Yep.
But how the hell are you keeping this alive? I guess that's the question.
You're playing it in Rogue, and then you're concealing it with that.
Oh, there you
minion,
go.
And then you just let it sit there forever.
You just play Conceal.
Well, it
Let's
doesn't
go.
work like that anymore. They changed it so it only goes turn, right?
Oh, is it only the one turn? Oh, that's right, because of they were scared of the one minion. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
they
that
changed it.
now. Yeah.
I
Well, you
want
can
this to
seal
be
it once,
good,
and then you
but-
can seal it again, and then you can seal it again.
There you go.
Perma stealth, and then we fan of knives for 9 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, or you make the spare part that gives stealth, right?
Ooh.
There you go.
They didn't change that.
Totem every time. Let's go. Yeah,
There you
Odd
go.
Shaman. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But in reality, I think it's a 1.
No,
Yeah,
it's probably not gonna happen.
No, it's a 1.
All right. We have Arcane Servant, 2 mana, 2/3 Elemental.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
We've got Spellword Jeweler, 3 mana, 3/4 Battlecry. Your hero can't be targeted by spells or hero powers until your next turn.
So this is
Special
like
spell
tech
board
card. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sideboard
Yep.
card. I think this is really cute, right? Like,
Yeah.
Zodi Mage can't hit you in the face. Why the hell are you not just playing like Dirty Rat or right? Which are
Yeah, but Mind Blast
Yeah.
can still hit you in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So can
Rack shots will
Ragnaros.
still hit you in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mechathune. So
Megathune don't even care about your face.
seems, yeah, like specialist format, it could be cool.
Mhm.
All right, we have Evil Cable Rat, 2 mana, 1/1 Beast Battlecry. Add a lackey to your hand.
What's unfortunate about this card is that you're gonna have to play it in anything that you want to run lackeys in, like that Tom Waggle deck.
Yep.
It's so bad otherwise.
It's a very bad card.
This is essentially a rogue card, right?
Yeah.
Is that the only one
Yeah,
for
at this point, yeah.
I will say this is really good off of Rexar, by the way.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you
I
combine
really
it with
like this
stuff.
off of Rexar, but
And
other
it's,
than that,
it's
fine.
another nerf to Ram Wrangler.
Poor Ram it finally got its time to shine immediately. Nerf.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's bad though.
Blizzard's one step ahead of the wild metagame.
I will say that
And
if we ever
they don't pay attention.
if they do start, or if they keep printing more lackeys and lackey cards, this card could get stronger in the future.
Yeah, I think
But-
so.
right
Yeah,
now it's
I
kind of
think
poopy.
so.
So next, that's it, right? Traveling healer, we're back.
Whee!
Wow, yeah.
We did it, guys.
Wait, it's only been 3 hours. There's no way we did every card.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is
Yeah,
how I roll.
Saucy kept us on tempo.
Yeah, I'm here for you. That was good though. There's some okay cards. We get a new Rager,
yeah.
so
There's some
pretty
good ones.
Yeah,
yeah, I dig it.
I think my top 10 cards, I think will all see play in Wild. I think. Which
Yeah, I think there's
pretty
actually
good.
enough cards in here that Wild is
It shakes up
significantly
Wild.
different on the
Yeah.
ninth than
Yeah,
it
The
was.
question
different
is
stuff.
how many new archetypes come in. That's the one
Yeah.
thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for how many, because we're gonna have all the old favorites come back. Everyone's coming back to the party, but it's like what new people are coming in. That's what I'm very interested in seeing.
I mean, I've already given you my list of really good decks, so
Yeah, we have this here. I have the list. We have
Oil
Oil
Mage,
Priest.
right? With,
Yeah, we have Oil Priest, Oil Mage,
yeah,
Kingsbane Priest,
Kingsbane Priest.
Pinata Hunter,
Yep,
Jan'alai Warlock, and then
Yep.
Tree of Life Druid.
yep. So
So
give me
what's
that.
your
Tree
what are
like
you guys'
Paladin.
first decks that you're going for on expansion day?
I'm legitimately going to be playing that Void Contract Warlock.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love Warlocks, so I'm going to be playing some of the Warlocks too, trying to break some of the cards.
I'm
I'm
gonna try
definitely gonna do
Even
Burgle
Lock.
Rogue first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play. I'm all about the Shaman. I think Shaman got some great cards. I think Shaman was the class that benefited the most.
Shaman
is
definitely
the-
got some good love.
I'm
Shaman and
excited for
Rogue got a
Naughty with
lot.
Shamans.
I think Rogue is gonna be fun. I'm gonna play a lot of Rogue.
Not playing Warrior.
No.
Dude, this is like the 5th expansion in a row. Warriors gotten shacked.
Warrior
Like,
got
holy
wrecked.
crap. Dude, Warrior sucks.
Yeah, Warrior sucks. You heard it here
Like,
first, guys.
Oh my god.
They're
I'm looking
getting
at my
punished.
ratings. They're all ones. They're literally
Yeah.
all ones, except
Yeah.
for Omega Devastator, which doesn't see play because like it's not good enough.
Yeah,
It's not good enough to put in your deck, but it's good when you discover it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Stupid.
Holy crap. You think Warriors better
Well-
look at Druid? I think Druid got some decent cards.
Druid got a couple
Yeah.
things. Not as
Druid
bad.
got the Acorn guy.
Well, for standard, I think that heal druid is actually a thing because the 5-mana double 4/4 is
Well,
is
yeah.
enough.
Well, Druid also had nothing else in standard, right? Anymore. So
Yeah, they're losing all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you, everyone who hung out. Appreciate it. And hopefully we gave you some great insight on playing Warrior.
No. Easy.
Bye, guys.